Terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. That's theloanexchange.com or call 833-436-8800 for a 30-year fixed rate loan at 5.75% interest rate and 5.939% APR.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson. Plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo.
Brought to you by Hyatt Vacation Club and Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. More info at CITPfest.com.
Hey, this is Jelly Roll. As many of you know, my song Winning Streak is about my own personal struggles with addiction. I first sought help for my addiction at 14 years old. Start your recovery journey. Choose a proven addiction treatment option that's right for you at ChooseChangeCA.org. The real you is worth recovering. Choose Change California provides access to proven treatment options for addiction to opioids and stimulants. ChooseChangeCA.org. This is your chance to recover your life.
Have you seen The Odyssey at the Esquire IMAX Theater? Director Christopher Nolan shot every frame entirely on 1570 IMAX film, and Sacramento's Esquire IMAX Theater is one of only 40 theaters in the world showing The Odyssey in brand new IMAX film technology, as Nolan intended his epic film to be seen in IMAX format.
No one could stand between me and home, not even the gods.
See The Odyssey for the first time or again, and lock in your seats for the best movie experience only at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson. Online at SactownSports.com or on the app. Kings, Niners, and Sacramento. The Matt and Kayla Show starts now.
Oh, goodness.
50!
Oh, boy. 50!
50! 5-0!
50.
You know what that number means? Did you see it? Did you see the graphic everywhere today?
I did. Till
Anthony,
regular
did you
season,
see it?
baby.
5-0, 50 days until the first game of the NFL season.
Regular season.
Yeah,
big day.
Not preseason. Thank God.
I know. I'm like, that will soon be gone.
And it's on Netflix?
Yeah.
I guess? I totally
Seahawks
missed
and
that.
Pats. Pats.
I totally missed that it was on Netflix. So is this like...
It's a Wednesday,
does
right?
Netflix just now own opening day of like every sport now?
I think that's what they're trying to start with. And
Well.
then I think eventually we're going to see a lot of games go to that platform.
Guess so.
I mean, obviously ESPN's not doing well because they just laid off
That's so sad,
20,000 people again.
Well, I promise you they're doing just fine. They're just deciding who gets the money. And,
Yeah, don't get me started on that.
well, we're gonna, unfortunately, because it's one of those things that, like, it's a company decision that impacts an industry, because ESPN is the standard bearer for sports coverage, right? Now, thank God it's not a monopoly. Thank God it's not just ESPN and nobody else, right? We have so many phenomenal outlets, so many phenomenal companies like our own, Bonneville International, that cares about sports talk, and our own way. You have local journalism that's still alive and well, right? Companies like The Athletic or The Ringer. Like, so there's just so much out there, which is good, because these people, these unbelievably talented people that are getting laid off, need a place to land. But it's still, when you're in the industry, and even as a fan, and you're not seeing it's not just like people being laid off that maybe you've checked out their work, but maybe they're more niche coverage, or it's a very, and this is not intended to be disrespectful, but like maybe some of their soccer staff, now the World Cup is over, like soccer in America is big, but it's not nearly the level of the NFL and NBA and Major League Baseball, right? Or like maybe it's tennis coverage or golf coverage or stuff like that. Like, it's one thing to see those layoffs, and that's not intended to be disrespectful for them, but you can connect the dots of, yeah, okay, that's a little more niche coverage, even though it still sucks to see people who are brilliant at what they do lose their job. Like, I'm a believer of, if you're an expert in a particular sport, I want to go and hear you talk about that sport, not talk about one person, talk about all sports loudly, right? That's coming from me, who talks about a lot of sports loudly. But to see prominent Sports Center anchors, people that like you've seen on that network for so long, get laid off. It's just it's a it's a day that nobody likes to see in any sort of sports journalism or any journalism medium.
Yeah, it's the reason I always have a problem with, look, this business is a brutal one.
Yes.
I've been laid off 3 times in my career, and it's not fun. Mm-hmm. And you're never given reasons. It's usually always because they've got to be doing pay cuts of some sort. But the thing with ESPN that I just never seem to understand the model of their layoffs is we're clearly seeing they pay a few people or a handful of people
a lot,
crazy amounts of money.
Yeah.
I mean, crazy amounts of money.
Yeah.
And then it's like you're almost having to compensate then for some of the people that truly make everything work. And like we always talk about role players on the hardwood, right? You have your stars, your Batmans or whatever. But without all these other little pieces around them, you're never really getting the best product. And that's why we loved the Knicks this year.
Right.
Because we saw it all come together with everybody around Jalen Brunson that made it all work.
Right.
But it's with ESPN, it's like every year, it's another set of the people around that, you know, other people find fascinating or find their little tidbits from. They're slowly being weeded out because the big boys or the big girls, they're getting the boatloads of money, but they're also being put in 60 positions where you're getting oversaturated with seeing them. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see these people in every single sport on every single coverage event.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah, it's just where
But that's ESPN for you.
Where the network has gone. And again, I don't know very many people at ESPN personally. I've interacted with plenty of them, had them on shows, had them on podcasts, things like that. We have great relationships with people like Nick Wagner from ESPN who covers the Niners, and not suggesting at all that anything's happened with him. From what we know, he's fantastic. He's totally fine, and we can't wait to talk to him a bunch as the Niners season is getting ready to ramp up here. But anytime, you don't have to know these people to feel for them in any sort of industry. When anybody deals with layoffs at any sort of company, it's just not. It's just a brutal day. It's an uncomfortable day because livelihoods are impacted, and especially in an industry that, like sports journalism, let's be completely honest. One, like you said, it's cutthroat. Mm-hmm. And two, it's just downsizing. Like it's just getting less and less and less and less and less.
And it has been for a while.
Even though the demand for this kind of content and the love of sports just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, these companies just keep downsizing, and it's sad to see. So our thoughts are
with everyone today.
With everybody who is with ESPN that is impacted by these layoffs, and excited to see all these stars in their field, in their sports, in what they do, land on their feet somewhere, and all the brilliant companies that are going to quickly scoop them up like the top-tier free agents they are. As if we're talking about LeBron James out there. And speaking of LeBron James, we're going to hear Rich Paul talk about LeBron James's decision today and basically say, nobody knows anything. You're all idiots. If you think you know where he's going, you don't. We're going to hear Rich Paul talk about that.
Show.
It is a show. But honestly, I'm for the first time ever, because I know LeBron is a showman, and this is all going exactly how I would expect it to go from LeBron James. The commissioner has kind of sort of gotten involved, Adam Silver, and I'm kind of on Team LeBron. We'll talk about that on today's show. Lots of 49ers wide receiver talk today, which surprises me because I thought that wide receiver room was pretty set in stone. But apparently Deebo Samuel has re-entered the chat. There are...
Not Ayuk, Samuel, the other former.
Yeah, definitely not Ayuk.
Ayuk's still not former yet, officially.
Good point. Deebo Samuel is being... connected to the Niners again, largely because of Kyle Juszczyk and George Kittle responding to him on Instagram, basically saying, "Hey, we got a place for you," right? And that's sparked a lot of conversation.
Are they the official recruiters now?
Hey, I mean, George Kittle basically recruited Mike Evans. Remember, Mike shared that with us. Mike had a conversation with George that ultimately helped him make his decision. Speaking of the Niners, Brian Peacock from Locked On 49ers, our good friend, going to join us at 11 o'clock today to preview 49ers training camp officially beginning. It is technically open with rookies being there, just going through rookie duties. I imagine maybe even more than mini camp, that's got to be like summer camp for rookies. I mean, you show up and it's for real now, and you're in your meetings and you're going through walkthroughs, and then all the big dogs are about to show up on campus, and you better be ready to go. So we'll talk to Brian Peacock about that. I have some Brock Purdy numbers for us to ponder that gives us maybe a little more appreciation of why Brock Purdy is franchise QB1 versus Mac Jones, who's an incredibly talented backup quarterback.
Who, by the way, we had several people on the chat yesterday say they actually wanted Mac start instead of Brock Purdy.
Well, we'll see if they have those same opinions based off some of these numbers that I shared today. Right. Plus, a new kind of advantage in the NFL that I haven't really thought about that's fitting right now, especially after the World Cup final at MetLife Stadium. We'll talk about that a little bit later. After Pick a Side for our lunch break, we're going to have a conversation about Malik Monk again. Because in my mind, how the Kings use Malik Monk is one of the more interesting conversations with going into training camp. And there's an obvious answer, which we've talked about before, which is him as the backup ball handler. But there's a number that I came across of how good he was in one particular area last season that suggests that maybe he should be spending some time on the floor with Darius Acuff Jr. as a off-ball guard. We'll talk about that a little bit today, plus Basketball University's post-Summer League Rookie of the Year chances. Sports Illustrated labeled there 14 teams that could actually win a Super Bowl. And the fact that there are 14 suggests, wow, there's a lot of parity in the NFL right now. So we'll have some fun with that. We've got Kayla's 2-minute drill. And The Athletic labeled the NFL players with the most at stake in this upcoming 2026 NFL season. One player from each team. I also found ESPN's highest value players in terms of trade value on each team. And who
is this going into the season, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And who they labeled as the highest value trade asset on the Niners, I actually completely disagree with.
Yeah, and I have not seen this, so I'm interested to see what this is.
We'll get into that today, too, plus some A's kind of trade deadline-ish talk to get into as well. So lots to do today. I'm Matt George, Kayla Anderson with me. Welcome in to the Tuesday edition of Matt and Kayla, joined today by Anthony. Anthony's back after a little bit of vacation time. Anthony going to be with us for the next couple of days. What up, Anthony? How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, man. How was vacay?
It was great. Drove a lot. Big road trip up to the Pacific Northwest. It was beautiful.
There you
Love
go.
it up there. It was awesome.
You were listening to our show while driving, weren't you?
I was.
You
of
better
course.
be. That's
watching Summer League on my phone in a tent.
that.
You know,
That's
Look at that.
That's commitment.
it was commitment.
That's
it was
commitment
pretty bad.
right
Juggling work and pleasure.
You know, the grind never stops, as they say.
Yeah.
Speaking of Summer League, Brian Windhorst, of course, of ESPN, not impacted by the layoffs at all, from what I understand. He put out an article called The Biggest Storylines from NBA Summer League. Goes through in depth about just different players, how they perform, talks about this just ongoing clown show with Portland Trailblazers ownership in the city of Portland.
Telling you,
this is
not a good look right now.
As someone who went through what we went through here in Sacramento with the Maloofs and trying to move the Kings out of Sacramento, how close it got to being a reality, saving the team, being a part of the grassroots effort, right? Like, obviously, stories like this hit very close to home. Dealing with it as a Raider fan, watching the Raiders leave. Dealing it with it as an A's fan, watching the A's leave Oakland. Like, stories like this hit close to home, and I feel so bad for any Portland Trailblazers diehard fans in the city of Portland, because your team just got, it's one thing if you have a longtime owner that things just start to sour. That's what happened here in Sacramento with the Maloofs.
Yeah, it's a little different of how it's happening.
Exactly. To have an owner come in, buy the team, and then show little interest in being a good owner for that team, especially in the city they're from, that is a whole new level of just disrespect.
For me, the problem I have with it is, and look, I did not grow up a Portland Trail Blazers fan. I was a Sonics fan.
Yep.
But I have good friends that are big-time Blazers fans.
Yep.
And I know being in that city, that's the only thing they really have besides soccer, which they're very passionate about too. However, for an owner to come in that has nothing to do with your city, that has nothing to do with the sport, it's like he is coming over from the South.
Yep.
No offense. But coming over from the South, managing, GMing, whatever you want to call it, I will give it to him. Very successful NHL team.
Right.
If anything, I will give to him. He has helped put the Hurricanes on another level in terms of hockey. I will give it to him.
NHL at the NBA though.
It's not. But the biggest problem I have is, why did you want to come all the way over to the Pacific Northwest? You don't give a damn about anybody over there. I'm surprised he even knows where that is on the map, and take over a franchise that is beloved there, that is known on the West Coast here. And you just start making changes the instant that you walk in the city. It's like, Matt, when I got to a new market. It's like if I were to come in here with my microphone and shove it in people's faces the minute I got there day one, and start talking like I owned the place, that I had been in that market for 10 years.
And you know better than the people here.
Sit the hell down.
Yeah.
You have to sit and maneuver your way in and read the damn room. And he came in there laying off things, telling them they couldn't do certain things in terms of the playoffs.
Yeah, cutting budgets.
Everything about this is a red freaking flag. And if I'm a Trailblazers fan, I am like on high alert because I don't trust this dude at all.
Yeah, the reports are that the city of Portland, who's standing their ground, and good for them, and the Blazers organization is a long way apart on either a new arena deal or upgrades to the Moda Center, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
And by the way, that arena desperately needs it. That arena feels like Arco Arena. And I love Arco. I grew up with Arco. When I went to the Moda Center, it was the only time I've ever been there. I went there the Beam Team year when the Kings clinched the playoffs in the Moda Center. It was a very fun trip. One thing I'll always say about that trip, and I've said it on this show before, Portland Trailblazers fans were phenomenal.
And they're nice, too.
There were a lot of Kings fans there, and they were going around congratulating Kings fans, saying, hey, we're happy for you. Like that. And look at the Blazers now. They're a really exciting team. They're a young team. They've made some big moves, right? So the Blazers, there's a lot of reason to be excited about the Portland Trailblazers. Dame is back, right? And he's going to play this year. Like, there's so much about Portland that I appreciate. But the Moda Center itself is old. It looks like Arco Arena.
Sure.
It's outdated compared to the other arenas around the NBA. So it makes sense that it needs to be upgraded or a new one needs to be built. It is time with where the NBA is at. But it feels very disingenuous, this new ownership group coming in, making it known pretty quickly that if upgrades are going to happen or changes are going to be made, it's going to be on public money's dollar and like, or we're taking them out of here. It's gross, man. It feels
the Blazers would get $600 million in public funds with the agreement that the city sent them as well. So it's like they're putting down a pretty hefty sum of public money. They're we want more.
It's like majority public money, which I get too. Like, come on now.
It's gross.
Come on now. 31 years old is a Moda Center.
Yeah.
That is in desperate need of a makeover.
And you should see it on the inside. It's old.
No.
It's old.
I mean, I went up there probably 20 years ago and it looked old.
Yeah. It's
old.
So sports, and I dealt with this in Oakland, sports has a very raw emotional connection with people. And when these suits, for lack of a better term, come in and start playing with something that you're passionate about and that you love and treat it like it's an asset and treat it like you're fortunate to have them there as ownership, it just is gross to me. And it's something that the NBA should be very adamantly against. But unfortunately, Commissioner Adam Silver doesn't seem like he's defending the dude on national television. So I guess we'll just see how it plays out.
One more thing. If this, though, fails and it looks like it's going down a path of like it could get moved to a different location, like Kansas City, St. Louis, something like that. If this happens, and you're also granting 2 more cities who I think are going to really help the league grow, but then Portland loses theirs in this type of fashion, there's going to be a lot of people saying, okay, when you vet for new owners and you're doing the vetting system, like, they have to give a clear indication of like what their plans are for the future, because I feel like this is a missed situation with this little, and I can't call him anything on air.
Well, it's been like PR disaster after PR disaster, and the dude doesn't care. Like, they just don't care, because why should they care? We've got all the money, we own it, so we're going to do what we want. It's just, all right,
God, it makes me so
I guess
mad.
screw the thousands upon thousands of people in Portland that love that organization.
It's not really his team.
But as part of this Brian Windhorst article, so he talks about this. No, it's fine. It's important. At the very end of this article, there's a small section that says more reports from Summer League. And this is 3 paragraphs completely about Darius Acuff Jr. Let me read it for you. On the other end of the spectrum, there was some concern about the play of Sacramento Kings lottery guard Darius Acuff Jr. He played in 5 games across the summer leagues in San Francisco. Come on, Windhorst. Sacramento and Las Vegas, you dork.
Come on, bro.
Dude. Jeez Louise. Yeah, San Francisco and Las Vegas. All right, editors, get to it. And he shot 35% from the field and just 27% on threes. He averaged 20.8 points, but took 20 shots per game and had 19 turnovers with 23 assists. This is a quote. A lot of rookie guards will struggle at Summer League. It's not the end of the world, but Acuff was the loudest of the rookie lottery guards struggling, a West scout said. His defense wasn't great, and his floor game was rough at times. I don't care that much about bad shooting. What did Steph Curry shoot in Summer League? No one remembers. It's a couple of games. On the bright side, this is no longer a quote. On the bright side, Acuff finished Summer League with a 9 of 18 shooting performance and a Summer League best 26 points against the Brooklyn Nets. But we got a quote in there from a West scout saying, yeah, he struggled. Who cares? Basically.
Think that's really what we're getting from most people we've had on this show who have wrapped up Summer League. A lot of people that were down there. We've had an array of different voices on the show since his Summer League performance, and many of them feel the same way of, would we have loved to seen something more? But none of them that I've gathered, you tell me if I'm wrong, have been really concerned about it. Again, the scoring doesn't leave somebody. It doesn't leave a player.
Right.
I just think it's one of those, his journey is just different from Caleb Wilson's right now. And it's going to grow on its own path. So I'm not worried about it. Doesn't feel like that scout
a West
is.
Scout, yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's just, it's a time for experimentation. And if you're taking a lot of shots because you're trying to see what works and what doesn't, then you're taking a lot of shots. Now, if he starts his NBA career in Game 1, Kings versus whoever the hell, and he takes 29 shots, now we're like, oh, hey, Rook.
Right.
Let's settle down a little bit, bud. But I don't think you're going to have to worry about that when you're sharing the floor with Zach LaVine, Domantas Sabonis, and others. So, ultimately, it was snuck in at the very end of this article. But to hear a West scout basically reiterate a lot of what we've heard, and a lot of what we've kind of said about, especially the Steph Curry line. It was like, yes, Steph Curry shot terribly in Summer League. No one gives a damn. I'm sure at the time people were going, who the hell did we just draft out of what school? I'm sure Warrior fans are feeling that way because we all do that with Summer League. We all overreact.
Especially because they had a point guard.
Yes, that too. Yeah, the whole Monte Ellis thing as well. I'm sure there was plenty of overreaction back then. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't matter. So, but Brian Windhorst pointed that out. I at least appreciate it. Again, we're going to talk about LeBron James's decision and Rich Paul talking about LeBron James's decision in just a little bit too, because while the league is being put on hold because of it, it's also like, well, yeah, but the league is constantly still in the news cycle because of it with LeBron James. So very excited to get that as well. Anthony, are you a fan of Marvel at all? Did you see the new trailer for the Avengers?
After Endgame, I was like, I'm good. You did it.
That's what I did too. Exactly. I was the exact same way, but that was a major topic of conversation on the Drive guys yesterday. We talked about it yesterday. Did you end up seeing it?
What?
The trailer?
No.
You still haven't seen the trailer? Just watch it and let your brain melt out your ears because no idea what's going on.
Well, that happens on an everyday basis anyways.
That's true.
It's impossible. You just have to watch too many things.
I know.
I had the same issue with comic books. I read comic books growing up, and then eventually, I just didn't want to keep buying them, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on anymore, and I just moved on.
You were a superhero comic book guy?
Yep.
See, the only comic books I ever read were Calvin and Hobbes.
Cool.
Oh. I would sometimes check out the Archie.
Which one's Archie?
You guys won't know. It's very
on the newspaper?
Bazooka. Remember the Bazooka gum used to have The Archie
comics.
Yeah.
I know Archie.
And they did, I believe, a Netflix.
Yeah, that's Riverdale, right?
Riverdale, yeah. That's what it's based off of.
Is this the blonde kid? Oh, no.
Archie.
Yeah, no, I have no idea what this is.
Yeah.
I know it from Riverdale.
He has a big R on his chest.
Yeah. Riverdale's what they...
Yeah.
And that was actually a pretty good...
People like Riverdale. I haven't watched it, but
Yeah,
I've heard a lot. Yeah, it was like a... It got like crazy. I think there's like witches in it now.
I think I kind of like stopped after like a few seasons, but yeah.
I had fun with it.
It started off well.
Yeah.
Witches.
Kind of like Dexter. Started off really well and then
Isn't
really
he like
died.
back to life now or something?
Now he's doing
Dexter?
yeah, he's like come back to life like 5 times, like has a kid, like I don't know where it's gone.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I just
they
remember him
revived it a couple times.
Going and spoiler, I guess, for the show. But I remember the end of the original show.
Have either of you ever watched Supernatural?
No, I've heard of it.
That's
though.
that long ass TV series that just goes on forever. My wife and sister-in-law love it, and I only consume it vicariously through. I walk through the room when Britt's watching it, and I'm like, I have no clue what's going on, but now they're fighting a demon or something. Okay, cool. But it's it has 1 billion episodes of this damn show. Yes. It's forever. It's like 20 seasons.
That's crazy.
This might be a spoiler, but I don't think it is. It's an old show. But Supernatural, one of them would die at the end of every season. Like, that's just a thing. And then they'd come back. Yeah, there's 2 brothers, and they just would go back and forth. And
how easy it would be to write something. It's like, I'm just going to kill off my main character and then just bring him back.
It's crazy. It keeps going, though.
I can do what I want. All right.
Hey.
There you go. We'll take the break. When we come back, we'll hear Rich Paul of Clutch Sports talk about LeBron James' decision, and we'll get into some 49ers wide receiver talk involving Debo Samuel. Lots to get to on today's show. It's Matt and Kayla on a Tuesday. Sactown Sports.
Sactownsports.com is your online home for sports in Sacramento. Dive deep into the Kings, 49ers, Raiders, Giants, Athletics, and more with your favorite local personalities and some of the most trusted sports voices in the community. Stream Sactown Sports 1140. Watch original video content and read in-depth analysis all in one location. Sactownsports.com. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
The Travel Guys, new on KHTK 1140 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We'll make you a smarter traveler. Tips you can use on the road and at the airport, plus reports from top consumer advocates.
The Travel Guys, 11 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140.
When you see this in your kitchen.
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
You hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves. Or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Whether it's date night, family night, or buddy night, Hagen Oaks has a bay for you. Reserve one of 3 Top Tracer bays from 6 to 11 p.m. through HagenOaks.com, and only those 3 bays are reservable. The rest of the driving range is still open for walk-ups. Play golf on world-famous courses while the kids try interactive games. Head to the Hangout for great food, cold drinks, and live sports on the TVs. Add monthly live music and putting tournaments, and you've got more than a driving range, you've got a night out. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Swing by and swing away.
Sacramento's best selection, best quality, and lowest prices on kitchen and bath products are at the new Anova Cabinet and Stone. For a limited time, get stunning new quartz countertops starting at just $159. That's right, only $159 for gorgeous quartz countertops. Listen to this. For a limited time, cabinets for kitchens and bathrooms are up to 50% off. Yes, up to 50% off new cabinets. It's a must-see. The new Anova Cabinet and Stone at Florin Road and Highway 99. Learn more at AnovaCabinetStone.com.
It's time to saddle up, Sacramento. It's Wild West Night with the Sacramento River Cats on Saturday, August 8th at Sutter Health Park. Celebrate the Wild West in classic baseball fashion with themed fun and River Cats baseball under the lights. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
We talked about this yesterday, Kayla, but we're now entering just the absolute worst part of the sports calendar. If you're talking about a 12-month calendar, this is just the driest time. And no disrespect to baseball, but I guess also disrespect to baseball because the A's being terrible recently and the Giants being terrible the entire season certainly plays a part in this. Like, I am very disinterested in what's happening in baseball right now.
Unless you're a Red Sox fan. They're on a huge heater.
Was that 13-game win streak or something like that?
I think it's more than that.
Is it? Boy, I
thought it was more than that.
They've been on fire.
But I could be wrong.
But even so, this is always that time of year that, like, baseball is supposed to take over, and I just don't.
They're on 14.
14, yeah. Thank you. I just don't care.
It's not. You don't have to apologize. This is why baseball continues to be a sport that has highs at times, but also has lows because it just gets to be too many games.
Yeah.
And until we're now in the postseason, it's like people are like, we'll catch up when we catch up.
Right. And it's interesting to see, like, Summer League ended and the World Cup ended around the same time. Normally we don't have the World Cup. Normally it's just Summer League ending. And the World Cup certainly gave us a little extra fire and fuel, which we appreciate. Summer League ended, World Cup ended. This is now, quote-unquote, baseball's time. But you turn on national sports television, network sports television. What do you see? Football this, football that, football this, football that, and LeBron James.
LeBron James.
And it's like the NBA, Commissioner Adam Silver is apparently like saying, yo, LeBron, like, let's get this decision going. You're holding up the rest of the league. In my mind, the NBA's going, LeBron, take your freaking time, man, because they're talking about us every single day because we want to know where you're going to go. It's 2026, and we're getting another LeBron decision.
There's no way that Adam Silver doesn't know that this is at least helping his league out in a time where football's trying to completely take over from here on until the NBA season starts.
Yeah.
There's no way that he doesn't think that that's good for the NBA. Right. As much drama comes with it, as much as we get annoyed with LeBron James and his 18th million decision and how he goes about it, the point is we're talking about it.
Of course.
And everyone's talking about it. And as long as somebody is talking about the NBA and someone who is still one of the faces of the NBA until he retires, LeBron James, there is no way Adam Silver can be having any type of fit.
I get Silver's point because it was kind of the same way I felt about like the Giannis thing. It's like, can we just get this done so the rest of the league can move on and move forward? Because I firmly believe Jonathan Kuminga, DeMar DeRozan, those are two names that directly are waiting for the decision of LeBron James to find out where they're going to go. Like if the Cavs strike out on LeBron, I think they're getting DeMar. If the Heat strike out on LeBron, I think they're going to go after DeMar. There's things about Jonathan Kuminga, what he's seeking versus what his actual value is. The Lakers were tied to Kuminga, but the Lakers just signed their 1 billionth player in Matisse Thybulle yesterday. So like the league is kind of waiting to see what LeBron does. So I understand Adam Silver's point. But like you said, one, everybody's talking about it. And two, how about you worry about rushing the investigation down in Inglewood? How about you worry about that and figuring out what the hell's going on with the scandal with the LA Clippers and Kawhi Leonard, which is literally holding up a trade rather than complaining about LeBron James holding up the league, huh?
Yeah.
Let's focus on getting that done.
It's like all the little things that Adam Silver is always, kind of criticized for is for him. Obviously, he's not making those things a big deal. And it's the things that, yes, they're annoying sometimes, but LeBron James moves needles because he either moves the needle in the way that you really love it or it moves the needle in the way that you're just so annoyed, but you're still paying attention to it. So Adam Silver needs to keep his mouth shut right now and look, do I think it's annoying that LeBron James is taking his sweet you-know-what time? Because do I really think deep down side he knows where he's going?
Yes.
I do.
Yeah.
But Rich Paul is his agent. Rich Paul might as well be some sort of like a movie character because he just maneuvers that way and he likes the attention. So, Adam, it's doing your league good.
Yeah.
Just keep quiet.
Do you think that it's like lip service for the owners? Do you think there's owners talking to him like, we got to speed this up so that we can do
absolutely.
stuff? Absolutely.
Adam Silver works for the owners.
Yeah, so it's got to just be that. Secretly, he's happy.
So,
he's
owners, shut up.
But I did not have a negative thought really about Adam Silver as a commissioner for the longest time. Like, I wouldn't say I was a fan of his necessarily, but like for a long time, I was just like, Adam Silver is a fine commissioner of the NBA. The last 12-ish months have been just blunder after blunder after blunder. And it started with his stupid comments about if you can't afford streaming services to watch games, then you can watch highlights on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Like that's where it all started for me. It just tone-deaf comments after tone-deaf comments, and then, of course, this whole scandal, and they basically pretended the scandal didn't exist because the All-Star game was at Intuit Dome. Like, it's just been just shut up. Get out of the way and let LeBron James do his thing.
But I think Adam serves sometimes, at least it comes across to me, as a yes ma'am for the owners.
Well, yeah, it's commissioners in general.
Yeah, but some have a little bit more of a backbone, I feel.
Who?
I think Goodell has actually a backbone. I feel Goodell's made some decisions sometimes where they're like, okay, what are you doing? But I also feel like some of the things he does is really good for the league.
You better not say Rob Manfred.
No, I hate Rob
Man's
Manfred.
got no spine in his body.
That guy doesn't even know how to market the sport at this point.
I don't think Adam Silver has done anything.
No.
Like, just like literally anything.
Well, he's done his NBA Cup, Anthony.
There you go. That's a thing.
Where they're moving to like Indiana for the final this year.
Which is crazy.
But like in terms of like stopping something from happening or really, I guess he did the Clippers owner was Adam Silver, right? He was commissioner when they, what was his name? The one who was like
Sterling?
super racist.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wait, who was it? Yeah,
I think you're right.
Is it Sterling?
Donald Sterling.
Donald Sterling?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, he did that, which I think is a good thing. But other than that, I don't think he's ever like laid down the law like, well, you guys need to stop doing stuff. And I guess the NBA hasn't really had any moments where they need to do that up until now, and he just isn't doing anything. Tanking.
Just completely.
I mean, he could have just literally 3 years ago said, "I am going to penalize your ass if I see any." I'm serious.
They
he could have come
picks.
out and said that.
Yeah.
And instead, we've gone around our you-know-whats to our you-know-whats trying to figure out ways to stop tanking. And we're finally at this point that it looks like it's going to happen. But, like, how many times did we have to tinker with stuff to get to this point?
Mm-hmm. Well, while LeBron has taken his time to make his decision, of course, everybody and their mother are speculating. I've heard this. I've heard that. Here's a video of him at the airport. Here's him. Wow, he's wearing a blue shirt. Does that mean he's going to Philly? Like everybody's just doing the most, which is good publicity and fun, and everybody's trying to play private eye. But Rich Paul, on his podcast, basically let it be known to everybody, y'all don't know bleep.
I'll say it again. None of these people know anything. Nobody knows nothing. And I say that respectfully because we haven't made it to where anybody knows anything.
But let me take your temperature on something.
Sure. Let me finish
okay,
first. Let me finish. So I think it's important for people to understand we're not making this about attention and a spectacle. It's not about a decision or anything like that. He has a choice to make. He has a business choice to make. We're not going to sit here and decide or allow someone else to decide when he makes that decision or that choice. It's a business choice that he's making. And I think as an athlete, Why is it that an athlete has to rush his choice?
Okay, I want to answer that.
Because from a business perspective, you are making a choice between jobs, high-level jobs, and you've earned the right. You're a big-time executive that's with an unbelievable, arguably the best resume in the history of your job. Who's rushing you?
Okay.
Nobody.
Who is this podcast?
So this is Rich Paul's podcast with Max Kellerman.
Oh, who's in what jersey's in the background? I think I know what it is.
Might be his high school.
I think it's Warren Moon.
It might be. Yeah, it's Moon.
Who is now Cam Ward's jersey number. Oh. Warren Moon gave his number to that. Sorry, I was like looking at that in the background, and I was like, whose jersey number is that?
So this is Rich Paul's podcast.
That's his podcast room.
That he does with Max Kellerman. Yeah. That's
okay.
Max Kellerman with him. So yeah.
Well,
so there's things that I actually respect a lot about what Rich Paul said. Like LeBron has earned the right to take as much time as he freaking wants. But I disagree with this is not a show. This is not yes, it is.
It is a show.
This is all like LeBron's life. And normally, again, I would be annoyed by all of this, but I expect it because this is LeBron from his decision. Yeah. The first ever decision where he went on national television and made us all sit there and watch our screens for half an hour to say, I'm taking my talents to South Beach. Everything about LeBron James is a show. He's a showman. He's an entertainer, and he thinks he's the most important man on the planet. Good for him because in many ways, he is. I expected this is how it's going to go. So let him put on his show. Let him take his time. Let him make it a dating app and have people send their voice memos. Oh, we love you so much. Come here. Like, this is why.
I think, here's my big conspiracy theory. It's not really a conspiracy theory. It's just theory. I think, because it's funny, we were talking about there's no way LeBron was going to retire last year because he would have made it a bigger spectacle than what it was. Because there was no indications.
Yeah, he wants the tour.
He was in LA. We didn't know like exactly if that was going to end that way. So my theory is he is doing some sort of like end of my career documentary of how the final decision came about, and then it will go into what the year is, all this stuff. And it starts now. And you can't have a production. You can't have a show without having all these things to put it together. And I feel like this is the beginning where this will be like episode 1 of like the vetting of LeBron James. And it'll be all these things that happen with Rich, all these little clips we're going to hear in this documentary, the memos that will come across, those will pop up. Like, this is my big theory of why they're playing all of this out the way it is, because it's going to set up for this big documentary of LeBron's final season at The
End of the King on HBO.
The End of the Reign.
Yeah. Oh, yes. The Reign retires. Yeah. Oh, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, great. Oh, you're probably right, knowing LeBron. Well.
Because he is a showman.
No one knows anything. All right. Well, take your time, LeBron, I guess. I know he's not coming.
We get an answer today.
I know he's not coming to Sacramento, so.
Yeah.
Hey, and I promise you, every radio station in Miami and in Cleveland and in wherever the hell, Golden State, in the Bay, hey, they get free printed content. Think about how much we talked about Jonathan freaking Kuminga last summer. Man, I'm running 4 hours of LeBron James to my city for weeks until that man makes a decision.
Their ratings.
Take your time, LeBron.
Up and up.
Take your time. We'll take the break when we come back. Between the Raiders and the 49ers, Kayla, I expected to talk a lot more about the Raiders for the wide receiver position. Not the 49ers. Mm-hmm. But all the news about the Niners has to do with their freaking wide receiver position. And Deebo Samuel. We'll talk about it and hear some interesting audio when we come back. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Sactownsports.com is your online home for sports in Sacramento. Dive deep into the Kings, 49ers, Raiders, Giants, Athletics, and more with your favorite local personalities and some of the most trusted sports voices in the community. Stream Sactown Sports 1140. Watch original video content and read in-depth analysis all in one location. Sactownsports.com. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty. Wait, what? Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, I heard you're extending the 4th of July sales event because the deals were so good.
They were the best deals of the year, and we wanted to keep the savings going. Right now, you can save up to $14,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duties. Plus, save thousands more with 0% financing for 60 months.
Wow, $14,000 off MSRP and 0% financing. That's crazy.
At Hoblet, our goal is to get you the hard-to-find heavy-duty truck you need at the best price possible. Plus, we have over 600 Rams available.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, and now unbeatable interest rates. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
14,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 2500 Laramie after $9,500 dealer discount and factory incentives. Incentives include $500 on the job upfit with eligible upfit, 1,000 Hoblet business owner bonus with proof of business ownership, 1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade, 0% financing for 60 months on approved credit through SFS, $1,667 per thousand borrowed. 10th net savings. See dealer for details.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older and you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Here's good news for folks who have a jumbo loan. The Loan Exchange, America's jumbo lender, is offering a 30-year fixed-rate loan at a 5.75% interest rate and 5.939% APR for loan amounts up to $3 million. So if you have a mortgage with an interest rate of 6% or higher, give America's jumbo lender a call at 833-436-8800. You drive around to find the cheapest gas, so why not refinance your mortgage? Every day you wait, you're wasting money on needless interest. Go to theloanexchange.com or call 833-436-8800 to find out what your savings will be with a new 30-year fixed-rate loan at 5.75% interest rate and 5.939% APR. NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. That's theloanexchange.com or call 833-436-8800 for a 30-year fixed-rate loan at 5.75% interest rate and 5.939% APR.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Later in the show, we'll have plenty to talk about when it comes to Brock Purdy. Plus, in the next segment, Locked On 49ers host and our good friend Brian Peacock will join us to preview 49ers training camp. The rookies are there, but the main squad shows up a little bit later. But there's a lot of chatter, Kayla, around the wide receiver position right now with the San Francisco 49ers. One has to do with their new receiver, Stribling, and the other has to do with one of their old favorites, good old Deebo Samuel, who still is an unrestricted free agent.
Yep.
He has not found a home yet. He posted a picture on Instagram, or some pictures on Instagram, of just him getting his offseason work in. And Kyle Juszczyk and George Kittle both responded essentially saying, hey, I got room. I got a guest room for you with your name on it. Come on home. It's your second home, right? Like, very much in a former teammate way, saying we'd love to have you back. We love you. We appreciate you. Like it doesn't have to be read into more than that. If you were to ask, if George Kittle and Kyle Juszczyk were sitting in these two chairs in front of us, and we were to ask them, would you like Deebo Samuel to be on your team? They'd probably go resounding, yes, absolutely. We'd love to have him back. Sure. That doesn't mean necessarily that they're tipping us off that the Niners are going after Deebo Samuel. But this has created a lot of conversation. Should the Niners bring back Deebo Samuel? They have $50-something million worth of cap space. He's a Niners legend. What doesn't make sense for them? Would he give them depth with all the injuries that they've been dealing with? But also, could he potentially get in the way of some of the other younger receivers, like a Ricky Pearsall, like a Stribling, who they just drafted with their first pick, but it was the first pick in the second round? Well, of course, a lot of people are weighing in, including Emmanuel Acho. Will play his comments that got a response from Deebo because they got a little bit disrespectful. And Kayla, I'm curious your thoughts on if Deebo Samuel bringing him back would make sense for the Niners. Here is Emmanuel Acho.
I'll give you that. If you wanted to say like nobody in San Fran has the same enforcer that Deebo had, I'll give you that. But here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to pay a glorified mascot top tier money.
We call him a glorified mascot.
And I'm not going.
That's just. Wow. And we talking about Deebo. That's crazy, homie. That's unacceptable, bro. That's unacceptable.
Shady, he had
take up the screen, bro. That's unacceptable.
He had 720.
He called him a mascot. A glorified mascot is crazy.
If you're a hype man, I'm not paying you to be a hype man. I'm paying you to get 1,400 yards. Deebo had 700 last year, had 670 the year before. The year before, he had 890. At the end of the day, Deebo has had 1,000-yard receiving season. One. Just one. Just one. And y'all telling me that we should go, let's make Ricky Pearsall, who we drafted in the first round, let's just send him to the number 3 wide receiver position. No, I don't want to do that.
So those are his thoughts, which got a little... By the way, Deebo responded to this, and he said on Twitter, glorified mascot, 3 laughing emojis. Who is bruh? Who gave him a voice? You played 3 years, gang, 3 different teams. I'm not coming at you, but stop trying me.
It's Emmanuel Oucho, because that was a bad take. Like, ouch. In all seriousness.
6 out of 10.
You know what? It just can't... Here's the thing with me. I'm not going to just say something unless it comes to the front of my head. That's why a lot of times I say stuff that's probably a little questionable.
No filter.
But anyway, in all seriousness, when it comes to that statement, that to me was I want to be trending on social media type of statement.
Okay.
First of all, because LaShawn McCoy is right. Like, that's ridiculous to call him a bona fide mascot. First of all, it's disrespectful to a guy who's been not only really good in the league, but has been a complete pro. And by the way, his response was as professional as you could get.
Yeah, it could have gone worse.
Because I would have been beeping on there. But when it comes to this offense and Deebo Samuel coming back, here's what I will have to say if I'm laying out like parameters. If I am Kyle Shanahan or if I am John Lynch and I know my guys are going out there and trying to recruit Deebo Samuel here.
Yep.
It's kind of like what we said about Russell Westbrook and the pitch. If you want to come back here, it's going to be for this much money and this is going to be your role. You're going to be looked to as a veteran in that locker room, in that wide receiver room. but you're also going to get an opportunity at times for us to draw up plays for you. And you're going to be a depth piece because we all know how many injuries occur on this team every single year. I look at it, honestly, if they can get him there for the right price. By the way, they have the most cap space in the league.
It's like $56 million or
yes,
something like that?
It's them and the Titans. So for me, why is this a big deal having Debo come there? It's not going to take away from time from other guys because he's going to be there if they need him to be there.
Outside of the disrespect, though, Acho makes a decent point. So what you're saying, similar to the Russell Westbrook.
In what way does he make a decent point? Because we're not bringing him here to be the 1 or 2.
So you're making him wide receiver. You're bringing him in to be wide receiver
and he knows
3.
Or 4.
Okay.
I mean, you're not paying him all this money. Debo doesn't have a market. He doesn't have a market. It's not Debo's call. Mm-hmm. He don't have a market. Mm-hmm. What does he want to do? He wants to come back to a team that wants to win a championship, and he knows the pieces are around him. He wants to come back to a team that he's comfortable with. Oh, yeah, he knows everyone in the locker room. I'm sure he'd love to come and play for Debo or for Kyle Shanahan again. There's no other teams begging him and giving him money to come be their number 2.
So you're saying what you're saying in a much more respectful way, something very similar to what Acho is saying, though. Which is like, if you're bringing him in, you're essentially bringing him in to be
not a mascot.
No,
that's not what I'm saying.
No, listen, I said a much more respectful way. You're saying you're bringing him in to be a veteran in that room.
Yeah.
So you're not really bringing him in so much to play football because Debo.
Yeah,
are you using him in special teams?
No, you're using him
because Ricky Pearsall has to play ahead of him.
But Ricky Pearsall hasn't stayed healthy any freaking season.
I understand.
So Ricky Pearsall probably going to go down in the middle of the year.
I understand.
And then in football, the biggest thing you need on your team, especially if you're the 49ers, is depth. Mm-hmm. It is not a glorified mascot position to be looked at as bringing you in for the time.
Throw out the glorified mascot comment because that's out of line from Acho. That's not what we're saying. And the reaction to that was proper because to say that, that's to
say that in a room with like LaShawn McCoy, I was like, bro, you better step back.
It's a wild thing to say. Yeah. So throw out that comment because none of us, nobody on this planet is agreeing with that commentary about Debo. What I'm saying is at some point, the San Francisco 49ers need to recognize that there's a future. And they've got Ricky Pearsall here who, regardless of if he's been able to stay healthy or not, and I agree with you, that you can't just expect Ricky Pearsall to stay on the field. You can't. Like, there's no reason to. But you spent a first-round pick on him.
Yeah.
You have spent essentially your first pick on Stribling, which, by the way, Adam Schefter said some things about Stribling yesterday that we're going to play for you in just a second that should make Niners fans excited about Stribling and why the Niners went out and got him. But this goes to a bigger issue to me with the San Francisco 49ers, which is at some point the top players that you draft have to be top players. Because all these hits.
But this isn't this conversation.
No, but it is to me.
Not to me, because they're not bringing him in there to be a 1-2. They're bringing him in to be a
Do we know that?
Bro, he don't have a market.
I know.
He doesn't have a market. He's not a 1-2. He's 30 years old.
Uh-huh.
You heard the numbers. He knows also, he's got to know, his camp's got to know there's not other teams begging him to be a 1 or even a 2 or maybe a 3.
I would agree with that.
So my whole conversation is completely opposite of even what Acho is trying to bring up. Mine is like, if you offer this amount of money for a 1-year deal, I honestly think he's going to get a 1-year deal.
Maybe.
Bring him in, have him as a good depth piece, and in times, Shanahan can scheme him up when he wants to because he is one of those Swiss Army knife guys, and use him as that piece. I'm just not having the conversation of he's going to be any centerpiece of this offense.
No.
I just think he's going to be a great piece to have as depth. And then also a veteran in the room. But my chances of him playing could go up in the middle of the season because of the freaking injuries on these teams.
I'm just to the point where, as much as Debo is loved in San Francisco, he's a one-time Pro Bowl or one-time All-Pro player. I'm not putting him ahead of Pearsall or Stribling.
I never was.
Right, but so I just don't see the point of bringing him in whatsoever if you're the Niners, other than to have the story,
because you got the money
to sell the jerseys. Like that's the only reason to essentially bring him in and to have your kind of your buddy hanging around that everybody else kind of loves.
Yeah.
Because I
just look at it different, I guess.
Yeah, like if you want to drop a play from every once in a while and use him on special teams, I guess. But at this point of Debo's career, why would Debo want that? I know he doesn't have a market. Yeah. I just like the thing that I think the worst thing that the Niners could do is bring in a guy like Debo and have him potentially take snaps away from a Pearsall or from a Stribling, which I could see them potentially doing because Shanahan typically will lean on his veterans more than he leans on his young guys. And at some point, the Niners need to get some of their top young talent, to play like top young talent.
I just look at it as I look at it as a different conversation. Yeah. I just look at it as a 1-year cheap deal. Bring him in, have him as a depth piece. If something does happen, at least you know him. At least you know you can put him in certain situations. That's all I look at it as.
Yep.
You know?
Makes sense to me.
So.
Adam Schefter said that essentially Stribling has the chance to be like the best receiver in this draft and was looked at that way by a number of teams, including the LA Rams. I'll save those comments for later on in the show because I think they're really interesting comments to hopefully make you feel very good about the first selection that the Niners made. But right now we'll take the break. When we return, Locked On 49ers host Brian Peacock will join us to preview the Niners training camp that officially gets going here in a handful of days. Plus, I'm sure he has thoughts on this Deebo Samuel conversation as well. He joins us next. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Instagram and X at Sactown 1140 to see the best moments from all your favorite shows and up-to-the-minute live reactions and updates on the Kings, 49ers, and more. That's at Sactown 1140 on Instagram and X. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
It's a hot spot on your dog's leg. But the internet says you can treat it at home. You're not sure though, 'cause now it's oozing.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Ooh, he's licking it. Super gross, dude.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
This is the story of the one. The one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Today alone, 5,370 people in the United States will be diagnosed with cancer. That's why Stand Up to Cancer funds and develops the newest and most promising cancer treatments. Stand Up to Cancer wants to provide you with every opportunity to join in this mission. By donating your home, land, or commercial property, you can help Stand Up to Cancer fund innovative cancer research. Stand Up to Cancer makes the process easy, and it may be tax deductible. Visit standuptocancer.org/giveproperty to learn more.
Cheap, cheap. That's the sound of savings happening right now at Elk Grove Honda. You remember, right? Elk Grove Hondas are still cheap. And right now you'll find a good deal more on new Honda gas and hybrid Accords, Civics, CRVs, and more fuel-efficient Elk Grove Hondas. Every sale is done right here, under the flag in the Elk Grove Auto Mall. Come see why generations of families return again and again to Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, because Elk Grove Hondas are cheap.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson, plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo.
Brought to you by Hyatt Vacation Club and Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. More info at CITPFest.com.
I'm U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. We all get distracted when we drive, whether it's from our phones or kids in the backseat bickering. But how we handle these distractions can be a matter of life or death. Before you get on the road for your next road trip, please put your phones on silent and take a mental note to focus on driving.
Paid for by NHTSA.
When you're vacationing in your RV, there are some things you can always count on.
laying out on a hammock, waking up to birds chirping, and board games with the family.
What? It's not cheating.
Frank, you're scaring the kids.
Oh, come on, guys. We're having fun. It's family time.
With Progressive, your RV is protected 24/7, so you're prepared for whatever you don't see coming.
Technically, it's a loophole.
It's a children's board game. You're a grown man, Frank.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader. Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
You can tell football season is coming because I have a conversation about the 49ers, and 49er fan chimes in on the comment section saying, what the hell do you know? You're a Raider fan. We're so back, baby.
I'm sure I'll have plenty of those. You're a Seahawks fan.
We're so back. You were getting a lot of that when the Mike Evans signing happened. Because you weren't the most excited about the Mike Evans signing, and Niner Nation was all attacking you about it. Now they're coming at me because I don't want Deebo Samuel on the Niners. Leave me alone.
We can't win, man. It's just our opinions.
Hey, believe it or not, I would rather give the snaps to the two young wide receivers that you spent top picks on than the guy who's just here to be everybody's friend. All right, but he's not a glorified mascot by like what Acho. That's insane that he even said that. And good on Debo to responding to him on social media. Joining us right now, Brian Peacock from the Locked On 49ers podcast. Brian, we brought you in here to preview 49ers training camp, and we're going to do that. But I'm sure you have thoughts on this Deebo Samuel conversation. What up, Brian? How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It wouldn't be the week before training camp if we weren't talking about which veteran players that are still on the street that a team might bring in. And I'm excited to know that the 49ers fan base has moved their focus from Joey Bosa to now Deebo Samuel. You can never have too many good football players on your team. If you were to bring in Deebo Samuel, a very angry, very in-shape Deebo Samuel on a short-term deal would be the way to do it. But right now, that wide receiver room's a little full. They got 12 guys already. They've got numerous veterans. Is there a big injury that starts camp that might be a catalyst to this? I could be talked either way into Deebo Samuel because he had a good year last year. He's a good football player, and if it's the right money and he's in shape, he could help your football team. And we've seen how instant offense he can create in the NFL, and I think he probably still could at this point in his career.
Okay, they're going to start calling Brian a Raider fan now because he had
hey, Matt,
careful, Brian.
One Raider take I saw recently on social media, and I don't remember where it came from, but the idea was that Fernando Mendoza's floor is Derek Carr, and I saw that and I thought, man, if you think that is a rookie's floor, then I've got something to sell you, because the floor, as we know, for quarterbacks and any player that you draft is much lower than a very, very good player that played a long time of high quality ball for a football
I got no issue with that because I'm interpreting that as MVP season Derek Carr before he got hurt. So I have no issue with that take whatsoever. Fernando Mendoza is the greatest player to ever play football. That's all I'll hear. Anyway, back to the Niners.
Brian, we've got camp here starting up real soon. Rookies have already reported. I'm curious in terms of there's always storylines headed into the season that we're all looking at, and you could go for several when it comes to these Niners. I'm interested in what your big storyline headed into this year and this training camp is.
Yeah, I think the big story for me is an aging core, and it is an awesome core, multiple future Hall of Famers involved in the core, many of them coming off of injuries with George Kittle and Nick Bosa. Fred Warner's coming off an injury. I don't think Fred Warner's injury is the type that's going to slow him down. In fact, if the 49ers kept going in the playoffs, he might have already been playing in late January and February. So Fred Warner's the least of my worries, but the third ACL, the second on the same knee for Nick Bosa, George Kittle, Achilles. I saw him doing some, deadlifts and squats and stuff, and that's all great. But those aren't the glutes isn't the muscle that we're worried about for George Kittle. It's that Achilles and what his timeline is for coming back. And hopefully he's on schedule there, and he comes back and he's the same guy. But a 33-year-old coming off an Achilles is usually not a great recipe. Trent Williams is 38, 39 years old now, and Christian McCaffrey, the guy that you would have expected was the most likely to get banged up last year, was an Iron Man for the 49ers, but now he's coming off a year where he had 450 touches. And the track record the following year for those types of running backs is not great for a guy who's hitting 30 years old, which is usually quite a wall for NFL running backs. So we can talk about Debo, we can talk about the rookies and Brock Purdy, but man, that aging, very extremely veteran core of awesome players, how much awesomeness do they have left is my major question coming into the year.
Brian Peacock joining us from Locked On 49ers. Brian, Kayla and I were having this conversation yesterday when we were talking on the defensive side of the ball, because there's so much expectation on offense, and I'm myself placing a lot of expectation on the offense because I look at how are you going to compete in this division? Well, I don't know if the Niners defense is going to be able to match what the Rams and the Seahawks are likely going to do, so that offense has to be their superpower, and we know the amount of weapons that they have on offense. But you look on defense, and the two most important pieces on the defensive side are both coming off of pretty significant injuries in Nick Bosa and Fred Warner, like you mentioned. But I look at those two very, very differently. Nick Bosa coming off of his second pretty catastrophic injury that he's had to have surgery on. And, of course, Fred Warner had his gruesome injury last season. But I'm looking at, with Bosa, it's like, okay, what do you have left? Can you at least improve the pass rush that was non-existent for the Niners last season after he went down? But with Warner, I'm looking at, hey, man, you're still number one linebacker in the league. NFL executives and scouts still ranked him as the top linebacker in the league. We know he's the captain of the defense. He's the straw that stirs the drink. So I don't know if it's unfair or not. I'm curious your thoughts on it, but I'm putting so much expectation on Warner coming off of this injury and not so much on Nick Bosa because this is his second one.
100% agree. And for Fred Warner, I expect him to be everything he was, and he's been on the path of having the type of year that's his best year, and I think he could have that, like talking defensive player of the year type of season for Fred Warner. And I think this might be the year, we talk about that aging core, this might be the year where we kind of look around and we say, okay, the actual number one guy right now, the most important guy on the football team is Fred Warner. And he is the guy to be the bridge between whatever the old core was and hopefully a new core that you can develop. And I think they're, I pause before I use this term because it's been used in different sports and different teams. But the two timelines, I feel like we're entering that zone of 49ers, two timelines of old core. How do you build a new core? How do you move forward with Brock Purdy and Fred Warner and, the Dejon Striblings and all the other younger players on the football team? And can you make a new championship core of players that comes out of the ashes of the older championship? And can you win in the interim? And so that's kind of the interesting part here, but I have big hopes and big expectations for Fred Warner this year. I think he's one of the most important players on the football team.
We are lucky enough to have Brian Peacock of the Locked On 49ers podcast here on the Matt and Kayla Show this morning. And I want to talk about, I feel like there's always change with Kyle Shanahan's staff because a lot of these guys go get bigger jobs. And we saw it from Robert Saleh last year. He's now with the Tennessee Titans in his second stint as a head coach. And so now they bring in Raheem Morris, who was the Atlanta Falcons head coach. I'm curious, Brian, are we going to see anything different under Morris, or what do you feel like we can expect to see out of a guy like this, who I know gets very high praise around the league on the defensive side of the ball?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I'm kind of interested to see how this comes together as well on defense. And I know that Kyle Shanahan respects Raheem Morris as much as anybody in the league, and so I'm sure there's going to be maybe more leeway for Raheem Morris to do some things differently than maybe there was for Nick Sorensen or Steve Wilkes when they were in their roles as defensive coordinator for the 49ers. And when Raheem Morris had an opportunity to run a defense in the NFL the way he wanted to, it looked a little bit different than the way the 49ers are doing it, especially up front, more odd front, hybrid stuff, stand-up pass rushers. I mean, he drafted 2 first-round stand-up type edge rushers in the draft last year with the Falcons. And then this year they drafted Romello Height in the 3rd round. That was their second pick was Romello Height, who's that 239-pound outside linebacker type of pass rusher who's not going to have his hand in the dirt on early downs. So I do see a little bit of a change coming and moving more toward a hybrid front, a little bit more of an odd front. And I think the 49ers do have some personnel to be able to do that very well. But at the same time, they retained most of their other staff on defense, and you still have Chris Kocurek. So I think you're still going to see some wide nine stuff as well. So my question is just how much more hybrid odd front stuff do we see from the defense? Because essentially what the 49ers have run on defense is, I've been calling it the Kyle Shanahan defense, because what he and Robert Saleh came up with is the defense that they've continued to run, and he was forcing that defense on Steve Wilks and guys like that. So how much will Raheem Morris be forced to stay with the scheme that the 49ers have developed over 10 years under Kyle Shanahan, and how much will he be allowed to bring along his own stuff and throw in wrinkles? And I think it'll probably be sort of a slow progression of just a few more elements of hybrid fronts, but mostly stay the same, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. And I wanted to stay real quick on defense. And I think he's probably one of the more underrated additions in the offseason. And he was clearly my favorite. In the trade, they got Osa Odigizua from the Dallas Cowboys. I'm kind of thinking he might be a treat for 49ers fans. I'm curious on your take on that, Brian.
Oh, it's huge. And you were mentioning Nick Bosa and the 49ers pass rush last year. Even with a fully healthy Nick Bosa all year, that wasn't enough to fix how bad the 49ers pass rush was. So they need Bosa fully healthy, and they need to be better in multiple spots. And Osa Odigizua is probably the most qualified person to help them create that pressure on defense. And if it doesn't come from Osa Odigizua and it doesn't come from rookie edge rusher Romello Height, I'm not sure where they're going to get that much better rushing the passer. You would have to expect some really big second-year jumps from their draft class from last year with Mykel Williams, who's also coming off a torn ACL. Alfred Collins and CJ West are not, dynamic interior pass rushers. And I think we knew that before, after they were drafted, before they even played their rookie seasons. But, maybe they can add a little bit more push, and can they get a little bit more from everybody on top of it? But, man, Osa Odigizua, I think, is key and was probably one of the sleeper biggest additions, not only for the 49ers, but around the league.
Brian, I'm going to share with you my biggest question heading into Niners training camp, and it, of course, has to do with the quarterback position. It has to do with Brock Purdy. Throughout his entire career, and I know you know this well, there's always been what's around him, right? Well, he's passing the ball to Debo, or he's passing the ball, he's got McCaffrey behind him, or he's got George Kittle out there always, or he's got Kyle Shanahan drawing up plays for him. There have always been reasons why Brock Purdy, as Mr. Irrelevant, has become as successful as he is, and that's been used to undermine him, and now he's paid like a franchise guy. The biggest question that I have, and I'm curious your thoughts on this, is Brock Purdy capable as a quarterback to make the pieces around him better? And what I mean by that is from the Pearsalls to the Striblings to Black in the backfield behind him now, who they just drafted when McCaffrey's not getting the snaps and not getting the ball. Like, are we transitioning, or can we realistically see Brock transition into this role where he is absolutely the reason why the Niners offense is as good as it is, and he's making the weapons aren't making him?
Yeah, that's an awesome question, and it's something that I'm still not completely sure about, because I love Brock Purdy. I think he's awesome at what he is and what he does. And I think it's just really hard to quantify it sometimes. You can throw EPA per play out there and whatever stat you want, and Brock Purdy is awesome in that. But again, who else was awesome in that? Jimmy Garoppolo was, and Mac Jones is as well, so that you can obviously point to a Kyle Shanahan offense and know how much he can help a quarterback. But some quarterbacks have looked awful in Kyle Shanahan's offense too. So you have to be the right quarterback, and you have to see the game the right way, and then that's when that marriage happens. So it's a big portion of all of that for why Brock Purdy is good and has played the best quarterback of anybody we've seen with the 49ers in the Kyle Shanahan era, and he absolutely has. But I find it fascinating that, we go through the offseason thinking, okay, how do the 49ers beat a team that just destroyed them at the end of the season twice in the Seattle Seahawks? And it looked like they just got, just destroyed up front. So you think, man, you really got to get better up front to be able to do battle with the Seahawks. Well, Kyle Shanahan said during the Super Bowl when he was breaking down the Seahawks, and then what they did, which is, you kind of have to you kind of have to forget what coaches and GMs say during the offseason and believe what they do. And what the 49ers did was draft a 4th-round interior offensive lineman, bring in a veteran free agent that's coming off an injury. They didn't do anything on the offensive line to get massively better. But what they did is they brought in Mike Evans. They spent their first draft pick on a tall, speedy wide receiver that can potentially win on the outside. And they bet on the passing game getting better on the outside with Brock Purdy to open up the rest of it.
So with saying that, Brian, are we at all concerned with this offensive line in any way? Because obviously Trent is back, but Trent is also in his upper 30s. There's no guarantees on a fully healthy season from anybody really on the Niners. But what do you feel about in terms of this offensive line and holding up this year?
Yes, we are concerned. We are so concerned because I don't know if Kyle Shanahan is right that putting it on Brock Purdy and winning outside the numbers and down the field, which has never really been the Kyle Shanahan Brock Purdy experience, is the right answer. If you're getting brutalized up front, you're not going to win football games. And so that is a huge worry, I think, for myself and the 49ers fans that I hear from on a daily basis. And that's something we're going to find out about this year. The 49ers have done a really good job because of scheme, because of, I think Chris Foerster is a very good offensive line coach. You can get by with, one really awesome player at left tackle and then, solid right guard and, some good play from Cole McKivitz at right tackle, who's become sort of a bargain now for them as a starting right tackle, even though he was much maligned at one point in his career. Just some solid guys on the interior, right? You can get by with that, but that clearly wasn't enough against the Seattle Seahawks this year. And it's fascinating with the 49ers because you look at the schedule and it's like, okay, they're playing this team, that team, whatever. But it's all about the Rams and the Seahawks.
Yeah.
You got to beat the Rams and the Seahawks because they're the best teams in the NFL. And whoever comes out of the West is probably the favorite to win the Super Bowl once again this year. And as we all know, the NFC Championship game was the Super Bowl last year. Yeah. And if you can't do battle with the Seahawks up front, you will not hoist that Lombardi.
At least the Niners have 3 bye weeks. Well, so does everybody else in the division because there's the actual bye week, and then you play the Cardinals twice. So at least there's 3 bye weeks in there. Brian Peacock joining us from the Locked On 49ers podcast ahead of the Niners training camp officially getting going. The rookies have reported, but the big guns show up pretty soon. Brian, over the handful of years that I got to cover Niners training camp for ABC 10, we just got used to every year, okay, there's a different contract holdout conversation from Debo to Ayuk to Juwan Jennings, right? There's just always that underlying, there's some kind of negotiation happening, whether it was a hold in or a holdout. We had the Trent Williams stuff earlier this season, and I know the Brandon Ayuk drama is still technically connected to the Niners, although it feels more outside the walls than inside the walls of the organization at this point. But how refreshing is it, I imagine, for Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, and even us to go into a Niners training camp where we're not dealing with the looming contract dispute or holdout or anything like that?
Well, yeah, you always have to have one. So luckily for the 49ers, they just got the holdover of this Brandon Ayuk stuff to bring some drama to the situation while they're at Cabo, and they can see the tweets and the Instagram posts roll in and enjoy that, even though they don't have to do any of these big contract restructures. It's huge for the 49ers, and I think they made it a point this offseason to make sure everything got done early so they didn't have that looming over their heads.
Dejon Stribling, they obviously took him at the top of the second round, traded down. A lot of people at first, I will say, were like, wait, what are they doing? Like, he wasn't put on a lot of analysts' boards as being a guy who has that high of value. Clearly, they saw something in him. And now we're starting to hear other people come out and say, this guy could be, your yak guy and all of this stuff. What is your first initial thoughts on Stribling and how really much of a role he can play in that offense year one?
Yeah, and I love the draft process for that because you put in so much work and you go through the whole spring and then, it's a winter and spring and then all of a sudden the draft happens. And a team drafts a player that nobody had that high. And the initial reaction is like, what are they doing? Fire everybody. The sky is falling. And then what happens is this awesome period after the draft where it becomes, I love the term cope scouting, which you see a lot. So everybody is going to now stop looking at all the prospects and only look at the prospects that their favorite team drafted and talk themselves into how amazing these players are going to be. So you get this crazy roller coaster of ups and downs, and it becomes the worst draft ever to become, oh, yeah, we actually did draft 7 Hall of Famers. So I do think it'll be somewhere in between that on the roller coaster. Is it going to be the downslope or the upslope of that roller coaster? I'm not sure. My evaluation of Dejon Stribling was that he was probably drafted slightly high. He is ridiculously fast, and I love his size combination to go at that speed. And the usable, because the 49ers have drafted some good 40 times, and those players haven't turned out really good at wide receiver because they didn't have usable traits, the Danny Grays of the world. It's like, okay, they're fast, but what else? And it seems sometimes that, the 49ers were kind of just like, we need to draft a receiver. This guy ran fast, so let's try him out, And I hope that's not the case with Dejon Stribling. And I don't think it is because he's got 2 very important usable traits, which is the ability to make plays after the catch and his ability to block and willingness to block. And I think that's going to fit in great, and I think that's going to help him develop the rest of his game. The one drawback with Stribling that was pretty obvious to me watching him is that he is very tight as an athlete, But to be honest with you, he's almost closer to a smaller version of DK Metcalf the way he moves on the field than expecting him to be a loose, like route running type of player, really ever, just because he's so strong, but he's so tightly wound. And you see that a lot with guys that run 4.3. It's hard for them to break down and hard for them to move laterally. So I don't know if he's ever going to be a route you up type of player, but I love his physicality and his ability to run after the catch. And I think that will help him get on the field while he develops the rest of his route tree.
Brian, real quick before we let you go, appreciate you taking the time. In terms of names to watch, there are obviously so many names on this Niners roster, the obvious ones. Is there like a fly under the radar name or a name that you're intrigued about? Like a name for me, it's not necessarily an unknown guy, but is Diamador Lenore ready to make a big leap into potentially being an all-pro type corner to help out that defense, which is going to need to be able to hang with the Rams and Seahawks as best as they possibly can. So that's a name that I'm always kind of keeping an eye on. But are there any names, maybe you've mentioned it already, just that you're paying attention to outside of the obvious?
Yeah, I think defensively there's so many young players, and that development curve for players isn't linear. So what are we going to see in year 2 from Alfred Collins and CJ West? To be honest with you, I liked more of what I saw from CJ West, the 4th rounder last year, than the 2nd rounder in Alfred Collins, because I think CJ West, you talk about usable traits and his ability to hold up against the run. I think he's a better run defending defensive tackle than Alfred Collins, just because he's built a little bit lower to the ground, and Alfred Collins with that height can get kind of stood up a little bit more. But Alfred Collins, he was a top 50 pick. And so if you are not even, the best couple of run defenders on your defensive line and you don't give much as a pass rusher, I think we need to see a big development in Alfred Collins and his ability to impact the game down in and down out in year 2. I really like what CJ West is going to be able to bring. He's not going to be a big time pass rusher probably ever, but kind of that nose tackle, that one technique interior defender. But 2 intriguing names we haven't talked about. I think there's a lot of expectations on Romello Height, but the 4th round interior defensive lineman, Grayson Halton, has some similarities to Osa Odigizua, and the 49ers were the worst interior pass rushing team in the league. So, Romello Height and Grayson Halton, can they prove to be part of that second unit and that second wave of pass rushers for the 49ers? I think is going to be huge as rookies. And then don't write off Nick Martin yet, the 49ers' 3rd round pick, who's another guy who one of his best traits in college was his ability to blitz. And so look, I love that Dre Greenlaw is back. Is he going to play 16 games? Probably not. Right. So we're going to see Nick Martin on the field. And I think Raheem Morris might be able to utilize him in the blitz game. And so that's another couple of interesting names that could come in and really help the 49ers pass rush across the board because, man, they need to get better just everywhere getting after the quarterback.
Brian Peacock, you're incredible with what you do. We appreciate you and keep up the great work over there on the Locked On 49ers podcast throughout the training camp coverage and the build-up to the NFL season. 50 days away from the start of the NFL season. We're almost through it, Brian, but we appreciate you, and it won't be the last time, I'm sure, during this training camp process that we have you on to talk about everything going on with the Niners as 49er faithful. Very excited for this pivotal season. Appreciate you, Brian, and talk to you soon.
Absolutely. Matt, Kayla, thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
The great Brian Peacock joining us. We'll take the break. When we come back, sticking with Niners talk, I have some Brock Purdy numbers to ponder. That maybe
Are they Purdy?
They're some Purdy numbers that give you maybe a better idea of the difference between Brock Purdy and Mac Jones, with Brock being QB1, and how different and maybe how wide the gap is between the two. Plus, a new kind of advantage in the NFL, or at least something being tracked more than I've seen it tracked before. We'll have that when we return. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Instagram and X at Sactown 1140 to see the best moments from all your favorite shows and up-to-the-minute live reactions and updates on the Kings, 49ers, and more. That's at Sactown 1140 on Instagram and X. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run, because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty. Wait, what? Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Remember when a driving range was just a driving range? Yeah, Hagen Oaks doesn't remember either. Reserve one of 3 top Tracer bays from 6 to 11 p.m. at HagenOaks.com. Only 3 bays are reservable, while the rest of the range remains open for walk-ups. Play virtual golf, then grab food, drinks, and a seat in front of the TVs at the hangout. Throw in live music, and suddenly your quick stop at the range turns into hours of fun. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Side effects may include laughter, bragging rights, and one friend insisting he would have won if the wind wasn't blowing.
You ever notice how the other guys scream about massive discounts on their Dodge, Chrysler, or Jeep Ram vehicles? Then you get to the fine print and boom, another $5,200 in mandatory ads. At Hoblet, we don't insult your intelligence. The price you see is the price you pay. No mystery add-ons, no bait and switch, no gotcha when you sit down to buy. Hoblet, family owned for 77 years. Transparency, straightforward pricing. Buy it right, buy it at Hoblet.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
When your round is going bad, it seems like nothing works. So the So-So Golfer offers 6 tips to save the bad round. First, forget about working on swing mechanics. That creates headworms. Second, tee off with what's working. If your driver isn't working, use a club that does. A 7-iron in the fairway is better than a lost ball. Third, play shots you know how to play. If your second shot looks like a big fade around a tree in the fairway and you just never practice that shot, leave it alone. Take your medicine and hit it back in the fairway. Don't overcomplicate the task at hand. If a simple bump and run will get your ball to the flag, don't try a flop shot that might only catch your buddy in the teeth. And don't give up. It's okay to get upset after a bad shot, but Tiger Woods gives himself 10 paces to vent, and then it's done. Good advice there. And most of all, have fun. It's a game. Remember, you'll have lots of time on the range to work out all those shot frustrations you find on the course. Smile, tip your hat, and get on to the next shot. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave.
What's up? It's Matt George.
What's good?
It's Alan Styles. With the most trusted voices in the community. This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason. Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product, quickly pair you with a perfect endorser, and create video and audio samples all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say, grow my business, and let us help take you to the next level.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
The San Francisco 49ers can boast, I think confidently, that they might have the best 1-2 quarterback duo in the NFL, with Brock Purdy as their starter and Mac Jones as their backup. And of course, Mac Jones had to step up in a major way last season with all the injuries that Brock Purdy dealt with, but I mean this as respectfully as possible. Hopefully we don't see Mac Jones play a single snap for the 49ers this season, which means that Brock Purdy was able to stay healthy. That's what the Niners are hoping for. That's what the Niners want. But you can always use some quarterback depth, and the Niners feel like they have the best depth in the league with Mac Jones. But like you said yesterday, Kayla, there were some people in our comment section that were questioning, hey, how much better is Brock Purdy really than Mac Jones? Should the Niners even consider starting Mac Jones? Well, I don't think that's a realistic conversation whatsoever. But to those people who might feel that a certain type of way, I found a couple of numbers from Brock Purdy and Mac Jones last season that illustrate, I think, the gap between the two and more illustrate how good Brock Purdy is when he's healthy and he's staying on the field. This one is a direct comparison between Brock Purdy and Mac Jones last season. Brock Purdy started 9 games. Mac Jones started 8 games. The 49ers as a team had 20 completions last season of 20 or more air yards. So the ball traveling 20 or more yards in the air. So essentially long completions, deep balls.
And this was the first one was whose stat?
Well, Purdy has 9 starts. Mac Jones has 8 starts. The 49ers as a team had 20 completions of 20 plus air yards.
Okay.
Brock Purdy had 16 of those 20.
Oh.
Mac Jones had 4.
Okay.
So
interesting.
When Brock is under center, the Niners have had significantly more explosive passing plays. Mac Jones had significantly less. There's also a note here, Christian McCaffrey was on pace for 1,000 yards until Brock Purdy came back. Why? Because when Mac Jones was in, the Niners relied so heavily on McCaffrey, but when Purdy is in, they don't have to rely as heavily on McCaffrey because Purdy has the capability of making bigger plays himself. And ultimately, as much as we love Christian McCaffrey and want him to be a star, the Niners, I think, would rather significantly decrease his workload, not increase it or keep it at the same level. I don't even know if they even could increase it based off of what his workload was last season. It's very obvious, and Kyle Shanahan has said similar things, like the Niners want to make Christian McCaffrey's life and job easier because the fact that he stayed healthy last season is pretty incredible.
It's an anomaly.
So there's that. And then there's this number. This isn't a comparison to Mac Jones. This is just a stat that speaks to Brock Purdy's creativity. The lowest pressure to sack rate during the 2025 season, minimum 100 pressured dropbacks. Brock Purdy is the best in the NFL at just 9.9%. So when that man was pressured, he was only sacked 9.9% of the time.
That's actually a little surprising because I think he's a decent mobile guy.
Yep.
I mean, and Mac Jones, let's make it clear, bless his heart, but he ain't no mobile quarterback. That's not who Mac is. That's surprising, though, ranking the highest.
Yeah. He's not, so only 9.
And avoiding pressure.
Minimum 100 times pressured, 100 pressured dropbacks. Brock Purdy got sacked.
Interesting.
Only 9.9% which means he's either getting the ball out quickly, he's got enough creativity with his legs to escape pressure.
That's a good stat.
So, and for context here, number 2 is Bo Nix at 11.2%. Jordan Love, number 3 at 11.8%. Caleb Williams, number 4 at 12%. Joe Flacco, number 5 at 12.8%. Matt Stafford at 13.4%. Bryce Young, 13.8%. And finally, Dak Prescott, 14.4%.
So what's funny is, and I know Holistic in the YouTube chat, by the way, you can get involved in our YouTube chat, the text line, call in. What's that number again?
916-339-1140.
You got that one memorized. We always like you guys participating and enjoy it. So Holistic has been saying, and he said this for the past couple of days too, when we're talking about Brock Purdy in particular, he keeps saying Brock needs a long ball.
No, he needs a long target. He's capable of throwing the ball down the field. He needs a target.
Which he's not been able to have a healthy one.
And Pearsall is
not healthy.
Like when Pearsall played, he was that guy.
No, yeah, he just didn't play that much.
And true. Dazon Stribling has a chance to be that guy.
And he has a bigger chance to be a guy who can get you extra yards.
Yak Daddy?
Yeah. He's my new AJ Brown, baby.
He's the Yak Daddy, according to Kayla. And then, of course, Mike Evans is not as much of a deep ball threat anymore, but he's tall as hell, so lob it up there and let him go get it.
Yeah, especially, like you were saying, when he's down there.
But the whole point is, like, if the offense for the Niners is going to be as good as I believe they need it to be, they need to get back to explosive offensive plays. And it's not even close compared to Brock Purdy versus Mac Jones and their ability for explosive plays. Mac Jones was really, really good for the Niners last season at holding it down. 16-4, only 4 completions of the ball thrown over 20 yards. And I'm talking about the ball thrown, not caught at the 10-yard line and ran in for another 10 yards. Like that's not what we're talking about here.
I think your point being too, now this is very hard for me because I grew into being a Mac hater to a Mac lover.
Yes.
And Mac Daddy, I guess you could say. And when it comes down to it, though, your numbers are kind of proving why there might not have been a market for him, even in a world where everyone's looking for an NFL starter. Because I think some of these organizations looked at Mac Jones as like, look, we understand you came in and you were really good when you needed to be, but you're also being kind of schemed up with Kyle Shanahan, who's known for doing that. And he put you in really good positions to succeed. Now, to Mac's credit, he was tough as a nail.
Yes.
Like, that's what I loved about Mac last year is there was something about his will to win when he got out on the field in that backup spot and took over for Brock in those 7 or 8 games, like you mentioned. I just loved like his will to win, but you're right. I think they had to go out of their way, Shanahan did, to scheme him up to be in a better position when it comes to Brock. And we're seeing it with these numbers you're comparing, that Brock just has a little bit more ability to be that better quarterback all around.
What if we looked at it this way, though? What if Mac Jones put up the numbers to be a good starting quarterback, but Brock Purdy's explosive plays and ability to use his legs to avoid sacks and create explosive opportunities, that's what separates him as a potential franchise quarterback, because that's what the Niners are paying him as. So maybe Mac Jones is a starter in the sense that he'll make the right plays, he'll stay in the pocket, and you can win football games with him as long as you scheme correctly, a la Kyle Shanahan. But Brock is, I need a big play. I got 2 minutes. I need a game-winning drive. I need someone who's going to go out and win the game for me. Brock, above and beyond, has that capability more than Mac Jones does. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, well, and that's the reason why Purdy is your starter. And I think Mac Jones would work as a starter, and like you said, probably a decent, successful starter in certain places, like maybe Minnesota, because again, that's a guy that knows how, Kevin McConnell knows how to scheme things up, knows how to make guys like Sam Darnold maybe look better sometimes than what they are. And I just think that's, again, Matt, why you see him as a backup here. Maybe he'll get another shot at being a starter somewhere else. But I think that's probably the reason he's still here. And there weren't a lot of other places that were like, oh, we could see him as the guy, what we can do for him. to be a successful starter.
Or weren't willing to pay what the
Yeah.
Niners were demanding
Yeah,
for it,
because
too.
I think that was probably pretty high, too.
Really quickly, we talked about this yesterday with George Kittle and other NFL players commenting on the grass at MetLife Stadium for the World Cup final. I have not seen this tracked before, but The Athletic did it, and maybe it's happened before. I've never seen this. A different kind of schedule advantage, because we always talk about travel miles.
Oh,
and
I
we
did
talk about,
see this.
This is the teams that play the fewest amount of games on turf. And those teams in the ideal range are the Pittsburgh Steelers, Las Vegas Raiders, Miami Dolphins, Philadelphia Eagles, and Denver Broncos. The Steelers play only 3 games on turf. That's the lowest. All those other teams play 4 games. In the still great category are a good group of teams, including the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners only play 5 games on turf this season, but that's like in the mild. For context, the worst case, the 2 teams that play 15 games on turf, the New York Giants and the Tennessee Titans.
Yep.
Like, that's a new kind of advantage or disadvantage, because we've seen the industry injuries that happen on turf. I just wonder, and especially for a team like the Niners, like all 5 of those games, I can promise you they're going to be scared because of how many injuries the Niners get. I've never seen it tracked, like games on turf being an advantage or disadvantage in the NFL.
Because I think while it's always been something that we're debating on what they should do, now that the World Cup has been here and those turfs were taken out and grass was put in, and now we're starting to see it at a whole different level.
It's like, we can do it.
Yeah, and now we're tracking it, and then guess what can happen? They can go back at the end of the year, and now they can say, these many injuries happened on this team, and oh my gosh, is it because they played 15 games on turf? Like, that's what's happening here.
And the noise is only going to get louder because we saw the World Cup bring in these surfaces into these stadiums. We know y'all can do it. You just have to pay for it. And the players are calling for it. So freaking do it. I just thought that was interesting to track. We'll take a break. When we come back, it's time to pick a side next, including something I hate about the Raiders and Kirk Cousins. Stop it now. We'll talk about it next on Pick a Side. It's Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
We wouldn't be celebrating America 250 if it wasn't for a strong foundation set by the framers. Hamilton built America's financial foundation on sound money, later embodied by the gold standard. But we abandoned that discipline in 1971 and have seen inflation erode the dollar's value. What's the foundation of your savings? Is it gold or something that can be devalued? Hi, it's Dr. Ron Paul, and I encourage you to speak with my friends at Birch Gold Group about diversifying an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. Learn more by requesting a free info kit on gold IRAs. Just text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Let Birch Gold help you build your foundation with gold. Text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Text SECURE to 989898.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson. Plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo.
Brought to you by Hyatt Vacation Club in Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. More info at CITPFest.com.
Sacramento's best selection, best quality, and lowest prices on kitchen and bath products are at the new Anova Cabinet and Stone. For a limited time, get stunning new quartz countertops starting at just $159. That's right, only $159 for gorgeous quartz countertops. Listen to this. For a limited time, cabinets for kitchens and bathrooms are up to 50% off. Yes, up to 50% off new cabinets. It's a must-see. The new Anova Cabinet and Stone at Florin Road and Highway 99. Learn more at AnovaCabinetStone.com.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown 411 16th Street and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Bring the entire family out to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. From exciting action on the field to smiles in the stands, it's the perfect place to make family memories. Plan your next family night out at the ballpark. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
Maida Subaru says yes to big savings on the new Subaru you want during the sizzling summer sales event on now. Visit MaidaSubaru.com today for special spring savings on over 225 new and certified pre-owned Subarus.
Made a great deal at Maida.
Here's good news for folks who have a jumbo loan. The Loan Exchange, America's jumbo lender, is offering a 30-year fixed-rate loan at a 5.75% interest rate and 5.939% APR for loan amounts up to $3 million. So if you have a mortgage with an interest rate of 6% or higher, give America's jumbo lender a call at 833-436-8800. You drive around to find the cheapest gas, so why not refinance your mortgage? Every day you wait, you're wasting money on needless interest. Go to theloanexchange.com or call 833-436-8800 to find out what your savings will be with a new 30-year fixed-rate loan at 5.75% interest rate and 5.939% APR. NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. That's theloanexchange.com or call 833-436-8800 for a 30-year fixed-rate loan at 5.75% interest rate and 5.939% APR.
Pick a side, any side. It's time for Pick a Side on Matt and Kayla.
All right, let's get this over with. I got to talk about this first I saw this yesterday. Just grinds my gears, Anthony.
Are you
take it away.
right?
No, I'm not
Jeez
okay with this.
Louise.
This pissed me off. Anthony, go.
It is crazy. Ian Rappaport is reporting that the Raiders are planning to start Kirk Cousins for the whole season.
Oh my God, I'll start.
Is this a bad move?
Yeah, because he can't digest this. He cannot. I need those like resuscitators out. Look, I don't agree with this. And I'm one of those that originally said, I'm so glad Kirk Cousins is coming there because you can slowly work in Fernando Mendoza, but waiting a whole season to do it. Now, unless there's something that is really glaring from Mendoza that they feel like they cannot put him back on the field, or that Kirk Cousins just goes on a heater. Those are the only two things why I would say you don't bring in Mendoza. But already having this notion that you're not going to bring in Mendoza, you're just going to start Kirk, I don't agree with it. I don't think it's a good thing.
Kirk, with all due respect, you've got, let me double check this right. Yep, you've got 8 weeks. 8 weeks to do your little, I'm a Raider, yay! then get your ass to the sideline because week 9, when the Raiders travel to Levi Stadium to play the San Francisco 49ers, Fernando Mendoza better be the freaking starter. I hate this report from Ian Rappaport. I hate Ian Rappaport for even putting this out into the ether. No!
Funny.
Listen, I have already accepted the fact that Fernando's not going to start day 1. Fine. I won't be an impatient, whiny Raider fan about that. If I watch 17 weeks of Kirk Cousins with Fernando Mendoza on the sidelines every 5 seconds, look, he's got a head and earpiece in. Look, he's learning. Get his ass on the field. Don't do this to me. And then trade Max Crosby halfway through and make it worse.
It's either that or they think the line is going to be that atrocious again that they're just like, yeah, we're just going to wait another year.
Honestly.
Let Kirk get hit.
Yeah, let Kirk just get bulldozed.
Kirk, you're here.
Poor guy.
Kirk, respectfully, you're here to die.
His poor chains on plane rides home at the end of the season, they're all broken.
Yeah.
They're all just falling off.
From the 916, Mendoza isn't ready. What do you know? 916, you don't know? He's ready.
It's got to just be like the line, right? Like they're planning on starting Kirk Cousins. There's like at a certain point, it's not going to be. But like no one's expecting that to be a thing.
I mean,
how dare you even suggest it?
I guess they're just putting it out here because if for some reason it does happen that the line's not that good, they're like, see, we just wanted to make sure we didn't give you false hope.
Stupid.
Didn't give you Raiders false
Then
hope.
trade for a new line. I want to see Fernando.
That'd be a lot of people in the NFL and teams wanted to do that.
ESPN's Jordan Rogers says it's championship or bust for Lane Kiffin this year at LSU.
Well, you can tell he's the new highest paid college analyst on ESPN Network because here come the hot takes. We'll talk about Aaron Rodgers later, but this one, Anthony, did you have to say something?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, this man's coming out with some ridiculous takes.
Whoa.
Look, I know Lane Kiffin has expectations more than ever now that he is at LSU. But this is his first season at LSU. Oh, we've got sound.
I was going to say, should we hear
sorry,
from Jordan?
I was so heated about this. I just took over.
Listen, my heart rate's still coming down from the Fernando Mendoza thing. I need a second. So here is Jordan Rogers.
The Bush. Lane Kiffin has to reach the national championship game or it's a failure. If he can't get further than he did at Ole Miss with more resources at LSU, then what are we even doing here? If you look at this roster, and I'm not even talking about how much money LSU is spending over the next 6 or 7 years, to field the 2026 version of LSU, they're spending over $100 million. That's $54 million to have Brian Kelly not coach them. That's $40 million plus to a roster that you accumulated talent through the NIL portal. And you have $13 million for Lane Kiffin. That's over $100 million. If you can't get further than Ole Miss did last year with a quarterback that nobody wanted that came from the FCS level, albeit he's a stud, love him. That was a great get by Ole Miss. But if you can't get that far, if not further, it's a failure. Not saying Lane Kiffin's job's in jeopardy if he doesn't reach the national championship, but it is national championship or bust. They have to get there with the roster that Lane Kiffin has accumulated. There's that much talent, and that's what the expectations are.
Championship or bust, no. Do they need to win big this year and maybe a championship next year? Yeah, but championship or bust in Kiffin's first year, no.
My takeaway from that is Jordan has great hair. Other than that...
And he's Rodgers' brother.
That
All right,
too.
cool.
He has great hair. Other than that, question to you is what would be a failure?
Yeah.
Where's the line?
Okay. Lane Kiffin does not win playoff games. That is actually something that he, believe it or not, in terms of this kind of playoff system, doesn't win them.
So if he wins a playoff game,
he needs to win a
done it.
playoff game. I would say this year and then next year, I think expectations are probably like take us to the promised land.
So get there and win at least a playoff game and then big rung or next rung up the ladder next year. Okay.
The guy on the biggest hot seat is Kalen DeBoer, no doubt at Alabama. That's the guy on the biggest hot seat.
Well, we'll come back and switch gears to a little bit of Sacramento Kings talk. Haven't talked a lot of Kings hoops today. It's because football has taken over. Malik Monk is one of the most interesting players on this roster when trying to figure out what his role looks like. There's an obvious role, which we've talked about, the secondary ball handler. But there's a stat out there that makes me think, hey, maybe he should share the court a little bit with Darius Acuff Jr. We'll discuss that when we return. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
This is Sactown, baby!
Follow Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Facebook at facebook.com/SactownSports to keep tabs on the Kings, 49ers, UC Davis, and the entire Sactown Sports lineup all season long. Facebook.com/SactownSports. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Have you seen The Odyssey at the Esquire IMAX Theater? Director Christopher Nolan shot every frame entirely on 1570 IMAX film, and Sacramento's Esquire IMAX Theater is one of only 40 theaters in the world, showing The Odyssey in brand new IMAX film technology, as Nolan intended his epic film to be seen in IMAX format.
No one could stand between me and home, not even the gods.
See The Odyssey for the first time or again, and lock in your seats for the best movie experience, only at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, you're extending the 4th of July sales event because the deals are so good. That's awesome.
They were the best deals of the year, and we wanted to keep the savings going. Explore California like never before in a new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Sport when you save up to $8,500 off MSRP. Whether you like off-roading, camping, or exploring, this is the Jeep for you, and you won't find a better price.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the most iconic models that really gets back to its roots.
Iconic really is the best way to describe it, but Hoblet is so much more than Jeeps. Whatever you're looking for, you can find it at Hoblet with our Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter with 200 vehicles and over $50 under $30,000.
Search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$8,500 total net savings on select new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Sport after $3,500 Hoblet discount and factory incentives. Incentives may include $500 military or first responder bonus cash for eligible members. $1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with the eligible trade. 3 net savings. Sample VIN 208-262.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty. Wait, what? Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader. It's time for the lunch break. Your calls, your thoughts, your segment. Call or text us at 916-339-1140. It's the lunch break on Matt and Kayla.
I'm convinced Kayla Anderson put that Raiders Fernando Mendoza topic.
No, I didn't.
In
There's
pick a
no
side
way.
to set me off.
No way.
And hurt me.
I would never do such a thing.
How? Yeah, I can't even have the off season to hope. We can't even get through the whole off season. Boy,
oh, Fernando Mendoza might not play a single game because Kirk Cousins is there. Ooh, screw you and your hope, Raider fan.
Fine. I can't even have a summer. Let me get to training camp first before you break my heart.
Those of you that don't get to watch us on YouTube, first of all, you should go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to Sactown Sports. We're up to 16,000 subscribers. Thanks to everyone who subscribes, and go give us a little subscribe there if you don't.
Thumbs up.
He was doing this ridiculous thing that he does. I don't know how to describe it, but he talks out of the side of his mouth, and his head goes to one side.
It's a tick.
It is.
What can I say?
We all have them.
Oh,
we
yeah.
all
Yikes.
have them.
I'm watching it back in real time, and I'm horrified by what I just did. It's true, though, but that's the voice. That's the voice of everyone's like,
I'm here to ruin your fun.
Yeah.
You don't get to
It's
have
the
good
fun
things.
police
Oh,
in the
you're a
NFL.
Raider fan. You're a Raider fan. You got Fernando Mendoza. Guess what? He's not going to play. Wait till next year, loser.
Then Arch Manning's going to be in the league, and everyone's going,
Ooh, Arch Manning. Ooh.
Nah, he won't.
If Fernando wears a headset for the entire season on the sidelines, I'm going to lose it.
What if he does that, but he breaks iPads at least? Like he gives us even though he's not out there actually.
He'd be too nice. He'd be like trying to fix it. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I'd break like 16 of those iPads.
Yes, you'd break anything and
I'd
everything.
be throwing them at the fans, not the fans in the stands, like the big fans on the field.
Yeah.
I'd have so much fun doing that.
I honestly, one thing that I've always wanted to do is experience what it's like to wear those ginormous jackets that they have.
Oh, like in the cold?
When it's cold as hell, and
Yeah.
they're all sitting there freezing to death, but there's this ginormous, like, Letterman jacket, basically, that they put over him. Looks like a horse blanket. If Fernando's only thing he does is wear a freaking jacket, I'm going to be pissed. Put him in.
One more thing when it came to, I'm going to task you with something.
No.
And I think you
I don't
need to
want it.
promise me to do that.
No.
What I'm going to say. Because we have the whole summer here. We need content.
Mm-hmm.
And we can use clips from this because I think officially we can. Throwing iPads. The reason why that brought up this is because
stuck on
I
it.
just finished quarterback.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure I am the female version of Cam Ward.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Does he throw an iPad?
He does everything I do.
I thought you said he was super nice and quiet.
He
Do
is.
you throw iPads?
Oh, she would.
I would.
Oh, okay.
I
For sure she
totally
would.
would. But like,
I'm surprised that laptop hasn't gotten
You
yeeted.
know, we're May 24th, 25th. He's born the day after, or not.
Is he?
Yeah, he's the 25th.
Oh.
I'm the 24th. You're the 23rd.
What up?
Watch it and please tell me his tendencies and his bursts of.
For his sake, I hope you're wrong.
No, you just watch it. I think you're going to see this.
Listen, I do not want my quarterback to go Kayla Anderson on the
No,
sidelines.
but it's a good thing.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, I incompleted a pass. That's Kayla Anderson.
You should have caught the ball, you idiot. Bleep, 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 bleep.
It's in context. No, if you watch it, you'll be like, okay, this makes sense.
All right, I'll watch and see how Cam Ward is like my co-host. I'm amazed that laptop hasn't been chucked across the room from time to time. But then again, we haven't worked together yet in football season yet.
Ooh.
So I'm going to see
true.
like stressed out week 6, Kayla.
Just a meltdown.
She screamed at me about Debo earlier. I got scared. I was like,
No,
I'm sorry.
that's
awesome.
just me being that was the one thing. When I get passionate about something, I don't even know I'm going that direction.
Yeah, no, there was death and hellfire in your eyes. I was like, I'm
I
sorry.
did see Matt kind of get squeamish at some point.
Yeah, I look over and Anthony's in the room going, "Yay, kid him,
I was having a great time.
kill him, murder."
Red rum.
Yeah, you put that story in there to make me mad, and I don't like that.
I didn't because I agree with you.
Give me the summer to pretend that Fernando Mendoza week 1 is going to be the MVP, okay? And then when the reality comes crashing down for the Raiders like it always does, then I can be sad, you know? Like week 8, the Raiders play the Jets. What better team
I agree
to
with
debut
that. No, I agree
than
with
the
that.
lowly Jets that you'll beat the crap out of?
I'm not against you on that. Not.
Week 1's against the Dolphins. Just started.
Yeah.
What are the Dolphins going to do?
He might be better than Malik Willis at that point.
Cute little sea animals. They ain't going to do nothing. Then you can sit in week 2 against the Chargers if you want.
What do the Dolphins make? That's like the sound.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good, huh?
Why did you have a dolphin impression so ready to go?
I don't know, but now Anthony has it.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. We could use it down the road.
Yeah.
Things get fishy.
All right. Stop it. It's the third time you've tried to... No, Anthony, stop. It's the third time you've done a pun today, and I don't like it. I'm recovering from Fernando frustration, and you're doing puns. Stop it. I swear to God, if Fernando doesn't play this season, I'm going to lose my
This
mind.
Starbucks iced MG was good today for me.
How good does Kirk Cousins have to be for him to not start?
Or how bad does the line have to be for him to not start?
You think that they would sacrifice old man Kirk Cousins?
sure.
Really?
I would throw Tom Brady out there.
100%.
I would throw Brady out there to take a hit for Fernando if it meant Fernando could play sooner.
Who's their third stringer?
Who cares?
I don't know.
His name's Unemployed. Who is the night? Hold on.
Don't
Raiders.
say this because at this point we're going to be going through both quarterbacks.
Don't. Fernando is not getting hurt. We're
Aiden
not
O'Connell.
yeah.
Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah, he
There it
can
is.
send his
He's
ass in
still
there.
on the team.
I love you, Aiden, but dude,
Forever Raider.
if someone has to get their leg snapped, I'm sorry. If Fernando is playing and there's a blitz, your job is to run in on the sidelines and take that hit. Take the penalty. I don't care. You're taking the hit. Save that man. Change the
I can't
Raider
wait for this
face to
season.
Fernando Mendoza with no eye patch and smiling on the logo.
We could do, guys, every Monday, we could do Matt's meltdown. And it'll be like whatever happens that day.
And every week it's because
It's just
Fernando Mendoza didn't start.
It's just Fernando.
It's the same thing.
Because every time you tune into a Raider game, it's going to be, and here's Kirk Cousins taking the field. Here are his stats. He's got 7
And then
interceptions to 3 touchdowns.
go to the sideline.
There's Fernando
Yep.
there, the future of the Raiders. All of your
Yep.
hope. He's sitting there reading an iPad because but he's not going to play. That's going to piss me off.
That is probably what is going to be the case. They should make that a bet, an actual bet this season.
What week he plays?
Well, how many times they take to the sideline in every game that Kirk Cousins starts?
Taylor Swift 1, Fernando Mendoza 2. Yeah. Oh, God, when the Raiders play the Chiefs, put Fernando in the suite with Taylor.
Yep.
I don't care. Put him up there. Let him chit-chat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Show them together and put Mama Kelsey up there, too. Why not?
She was a traitor.
God, piss me off with this Fernando Mendoza not going to play thing. I had accepted that he's not going to start the season, okay? I got there.
Blame me and Rappaport, not me.
No, you put it in there intentionally. And I read it yesterday, and I got mad yesterday, but I didn't get to talk about it. Now I'm letting it out. This is your fault.
I'm not an instigator.
And you're laughing. And you're laughing. Laughing at my frustration. Maybe I can get Alan Stiles to yell about it, too.
He might be.
Alan's a Raider fan.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll handle things cool, calm, and collected,
Oh,
just like
always.
me. Raider fans, listen, we're known. Raider fans, we're known for being cool, even keeled, never overreacting, and certainly not gullible. That's not
Never.
us. Never. And if text line, if you bring up Jamarcus Russell one more time.
Wait, why are they bringing up Jamarcus Russell?
Do you want to wait until he's ready, or do you want to wait Jamarcus Russell part 2?
Yeah,
Don't do
that's
that.
why that happened.
For
sure.
Yeah.
Because he played.
Because Fernando Mendoza actually watches film and doesn't get sent blank DVDs.
Facts.
Mendoza was running the 3rd and 4th teams in OTAs, so maybe he's the 3rd QB. Shut up!
Oh, goodness. Text line going.
Dolphins are thanking their lucky stars they'll get a win week 1 against the Raiders. Screw you and your dumb fish. Yeah, dumb. Not even an intelligent sound. Sounds like a broken smoke alarm.
They're such good animals.
They are. They're very cute. Bad
You could
football
swim
team, though.
with them.
Oh, I would love to do that. Would love to do that. The only time I've swam with fish ever was snorkeling.
In the bathtub?
No. What?
I don't know. Maybe your kid dumped the fish in there.
Like an actual fish?
Yeah. Didn't you say the story of one time the fish
yes,
died?
I killed a fish by putting it in a book. Anthony, did you hear this?
No, but that. What did you think was going to happen?
Listen. Listen.
Fish out of
I
water.
give the spark notes because I've told this story before of why my mom thought I would be a serial killer. I had a fish. I had a goldfish. It was in my room. I was a little kid. I wanted to read to the goldfish, so I took the goldfish out of the water, put it in the book so I could read to it. Goldfish stopped moving. I panicked, didn't know what to do with said goldfish, so I closed the book on the goldfish, put the goldfish in the book back into the shelf. Mom came in a while later. I was staring at the book out of fear. She opened the book, found a dead goldfish, thought her son was a psychopath.
That's so funny.
How
by the way.
old were you?
This was about a week ago.
Okay.
Oh yeah, then you're a psychopath.
No,
Definitely.
I was like 4, probably.
Okay.
My son's age.
Yeah, that's still young enough.
To kill a goldfish.
Dolphins,
Yeah,
you're
being
actually
like that.
very smart. Well, not smart enough to win a football game. I am not, Marcus.
That is a bad roster over there, and I love Malik Willis.
JR says just win, baby. No, just start Fernando Mendoza, baby.
PETA on line 1 for Matt.
Logical Raptors fanatic says Matt melts down over everything. So?
Just the Raiders.
Just because all my sports teams are so great. Raiders, Kings, A's fan. What is joy?
At a certain point,
Don't have it.
there's like a zen that goes over you, right? Because they're so bad all the time, right?
No, you never get numb. Everyone says, I'm just numb to it. No, you're not. You're a liar. You bleed and suffer every year. Like
There's
we
no
all do.
numbness, but I think that there's less hope.
Oh, no. We still can find false hope.
Okay.
Think about it in Sacramento. Oh, my God. Jack Cooley. We love Jack Cooley. And I love Jack Cooley, too. But come on. Come on.
Yeah.
We all do it.
A little bit of hope.
I'm rooting for you. I can't say we are. I'd be speaking for all the listeners.
No. They want the Raiders
I'm
to suck.
rooting
They
for
want to
you.
see my pain. I wouldn't know what to do if the Raiders are good. The year they were halfway decent when Derek Carr had his MVP season, I was like, what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
They're good. And then he broke his whatever, and they lost
And
to
the rest is history.
freaking Texans in the wild card game. And I was like, this is familiar.
That was false hope.
This is pain. Yeah. At least the A's are crashing back down to earth just to make me sad.
Well, how about the Kings, though? That's another one of your teams.
Yeah, how about them? They're so good.
You know?
Yeah, they're great.
Maybe in the future.
Malik Monk is one of the things about the Kings that I very much enjoy. What?
I know what he needs. What's the Malik drop? He needs a little of this right now.
I love that sound because they play it every time he hits a three, and I just know there's someone in the crowd that has never been to a Kings game before that is very offended by it.
Oh, really?
I'm sure.
Oh, I'm a practicer of yoga, so this to me is part of yoga. It's like
that's like a Catholic Latin thing.
It's got to be more confusion than offended.
It's a monk.
I feel like
No,
it
it's
happened
not
to
a
you. It was like,
monk. Well, I
whoa.
guess
it
would
is.
be a monk, yeah.
Like, why is that here? if you don't know, I mean, like, obviously we know why, but like, if you are practicing that and you're just like, I'm at a basketball game and I just heard that, that's crazy.
God follows me to the games. Malik Monk is a very interesting piece of this roster for Doug Christie to figure out how to use.
Mm-hmm.
All these veterans have their own elements. I mean, I think Domantas Sabonis is pretty plug and play. Like, you know exactly what Domas is, what he brings, he's going to play. Zach LaVine, we know how offensively gifted he is. Figuring out that rotation and what LaVine's role is, I think is going to be a little difficult, but LaVine's a starter. He's paid $49 million. You're going to play him. Malik Monk is really interesting because I know that Doug understands the best version of who Malik is. I know Doug respects and appreciates who Malik is to that locker room. But when it comes to like what kind of role he has with this team, I think there's some major question marks. The one most obvious answer that we've discussed on this show before, and Whitey Gleason brought this up too, and has said in the past, like, if Malik Monk is not your backup ball handler, then Malik Monk's not playing. And I kind of agree with that as long as Zach LaVine's on the roster.
Yeah.
So naturally, I think Malik is going to be looked at as the secondary ball handler of this team, and that's good. But a secondary ball handler is most needed when your primary ball handler, in this case Darius Acuff Jr., is out of the game.
Yeah.
So let's say Acuff plays 35 minutes a night. Okay, there's 13 minutes a night now that he's not playing. So those 13 minutes, Malik Monk will hold those down. Now, that doesn't mean that Malik only plays 13 minutes. There's going to be some overlap. But I saw a stat This is from Basketball University. It's a great follow on social media, by the way. They just give really in-depth numbers and stats and just kind of some niche numbers that tell you more about players that they'll put out every once in a while. They put out a stat that makes me think, hey, maybe Malik Monk should play off-ball for the Kings still and next to Darius Acuff Jr. Not in terms of the starting lineup, but they should make sure those two share the floor together a decent amount. Because Malik Monk was the 7th best catch-and-shoot shooter in the league last season. He had an effective field goal percentage of 67.9% on 168 catch-and-shoot field goal attempts last season. That's behind Cam Spencer, Luke Kennard, Anthony Edwards, Jamal Murray, Colin Gillespie, just to name a few. He's one of the most efficient catch-and-shoot shooters in the NBA, or was last season.
Yeah.
So that makes me question, well, if Malik is really good in the catch-and-shoot, we know Malik can create for himself. How much should the Kings consider finding ways to overlap your two ball handlers on the floor at the same time? I also am
That's
curious.
interesting.
I'm also curious too, like how good Acuff is off the ball. We haven't really seen that.
No, they did it a little bit in Summer League, but not much.
It didn't look great.
It did not look great either. So are you suggesting, Matt, that so you're suggesting start Levine still?
Yes, I think you have to.
But at times you can bring in Monk and possibly pair him with Acuff.
I think we naturally look at Nick Clifford as the guy who's going to get those backup 2 minutes. Maybe Emmanuel Sharp can take that away from Nick. But I think if we're looking at the rotations to start the season, I would assume it's point guard, Acuff, Monk, shooting guard, Levine, Nick, the 3 spot, Keegan, Hunter, the 4 spot, Precious. And this is where it gets a little weird because at the 4 spot, you could put Alex Caravan there. But then at the 5th spot, you have Cousins, geez Louise, what year is it? Sabonis, then Max, and then Dylan. And all 3 of those guys need to play. So that's where maybe Alex Caravan gets bumped for the 2 center lineup. And not every coach is comfortable with a 10-man rotation.
Right.
So Neek's got to play somewhere. To me, that would be at that backup 2 guard spot when Zach LaVine's not on the floor.
Okay.
But how, with Malik's skill set, plus we saw Malik and De'Aaron Fox play together a lot in the Beam team as well. So we know Malik is capable of, 1, playing off the ball, or 2, playing on the ball with a primary scoring guard who will play off the ball. And I don't know if Acuff can do that yet, but maybe the Kings should experiment with it. The Kings wanted to run De'Aaron off the ball more than they did before Malik arrived.
Well, that's it. First of all, with Darius, I am curious on that because I think when it comes down to it, Matt, their focus right now should just be we need to get the scoring from Darius Acuff on point.
Yes.
Like that, we need to start, first of all, playing him on the ball like a true point guard and getting his efficiency up and getting him comfortable in that role. And then maybe in the future, we can start experimenting with that. But with Monk, I think with Monk, first of all, you're going to experiment with a lot of these other guys this season.
Yeah.
I'd say also on that, if they do believe in Monk and giving him some more opportunities. By the way, he averaged 12.5 points last year. He played, 22 minutes, averaged 22 minutes a game.
Which is, I think, perfect for him.
I think so too. So I think it's something that you could look to do. Absolutely. Because until you test that out and test to see what Acuff and him could be like together, there's nothing to say that it wouldn't work. Yeah. And what if you find something that works really well with that? It's weird though, Matt, and not seeing Monk in this offseason and not hearing a word from him.
Yeah.
It is kind of weird to be like, what is his role going to be?
Yeah.
Because I think it's just been so silent from his perspective, and that's fine. Maybe that doesn't mean a thing, but until I see it and see kind of what his role is going to be, it's hard for me to predict what they value.
Yeah. And just to add context, I know you know this, but for the listening audience, Malik Monk did his first kid was born late
During
in the season.
Right?
Late in the season, so I imagine Malik is enjoying family time with his newborn kid. So I know you're not saying like he needs to be around more necessarily.
No.
It's just it's easy to forget
Yes.
like what is Malik's role with this
Because
team.
I truly forget sometimes.
Yeah.
Because we talk so much about Levine and Sabonis still here as vets, but Malik Monk is a vet.
Mm-hmm.
And he has been not a crazy value like player on this team, but he's been a player that has, contributed to wins
Very
and
much
has
so.
been a valuable player.
He
So
should have been the sixth man of the year 2 years ago.
yeah, absolutely. So I want to see him incorporated in this team. Absolutely. I like Malik Monk.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just wondering, what does Scott Perry, what does he think of Malik Monk and how much he needs to be incorporated?
Yeah, I think Scott looks at Malik Monk the way the league looks at Malik Monk, which is, this is nothing personal, but Malik's archetype of player is aging out. The primary scoring guard that's not a traditional point guard is kind of like fading away.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yes, we still have the Jalen Brunsons. Yes, we still have the Steph Currys. Yes, we still have the Darius Acuff Juniors. But what separates them from who Monk is that they are primary playmakers too. And I think the Kings believe that Darius Acuff Jr., while he's going to be a scoring point guard, is also going to be someone to run the offense. And Malik Monk is capable of being a really, really good pick-and-roll passer. He was that for the Beam team.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple years, he was one of the top, if not the top, assist leader for the Sacramento Kings. He's really good at getting his teammates involved and distributing and racking up those assists. He's a more creative passer than he gives credit for. But when he got the small opportunity to be the primary point guard after the De'Aaron Fox trade and run the offense, he really struggled with it. It's just not his game. He can create as a secondary ball handler in the pick and roll. He's not a traditional point guard.
Yeah.
So, and he's undersized. He's not like, if he's 6'6", then there's a place for him, but he's not. So that's how I believe Scott Perry looks at him, just like the league looks at him. And it's just the archetype of player, and how length and defense and depth has never been more important than it is in the modern NBA, in addition to the shooting, which Malik, of course, brings in abundance. But that doesn't mean that Malik is not incredibly valuable and needed by the Sacramento Kings. And this is where, if I'm Doug Christie, granted, I wasn't the biggest fan of Mike Brown and vice versa, but I was there on the bench when Mike Brown unlocked the best version of Malik. And the way he did it was having Malik as your backup ball handler, that sixth man who came off the bench. And what Mike's rotation was so unique in that he would have De'Aaron play the first 5 minutes of the game, then sub De'Aaron out.
Mm-hmm.
Malik would come in and play the next 3-4 minutes.
Yeah.
And then Fox would come back in, and Fox and Monk would finish out the first quarter and start the second quarter together.
There was a method to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you do that with Darius Acuff Jr. and Malik Monk? Would that work? And if so, who's losing the minutes in order to do that?
So my worry with that is because we are in a transition period of this roster, and because we are looking at the future more so than what the past is, it makes me worry that maybe, and again, this is just my thought, just throwing it out there, that maybe they would be more willing to play some of these young guys before, or give more minutes and not want to take minutes away from a guy like Nate Clifford, who they still feel like that's their first round pick a year ago.
Right.
Scott Perry's guy. I wonder if that comes into play.
Absolutely.
Because they don't want to take away those minutes from the future
and
to give them to somebody who probably won't be on the team in the next couple of years.
Exactly. That's where the balance is so unique, because you have to win games to avoid the relegation zone. But is it not counterproductive to take minutes away from one of the young players that you gave minutes to and were very intentional about trying to win with them last year at a time when you were supposed to be losing? That's counterproductive. So if you're playing Malik Monk more with Darius Acuff Jr. and taking minutes away from Nate Clifford in order to do that, does that make sense after you were very okay with Nate Clifford getting minutes in winning games at the end of last season? That, to me, is where it would make more sense for the Kings to go, okay, Zach LaVine, instead of playing 33 minutes a night, now you're playing 28. So we can use those extra 5 minutes to have Malik on the floor more. But is Zach good with that? And does that help the Kings win? I don't know.
And that's why I think at the start of the season, I've mentioned it so many times, there's going to be a lot of tweaking of the lineups and what it might look like, because let's not forget the new whole lottery system and how it works in terms of like the tanking process you can't tank. Like they have to be in the middle if they don't want to be in the relegation zone.
Right.
So they don't want to necessarily lose games either. And if it starts the year and they're playing some of these young guys and lessening some minutes of some of these vets, and that doesn't go well, then there's a chance that we do see more minutes given back to a Zach LaVine, or we see Malik Monk in there with a Darius Acuff Jr. just because they can't tank.
Yeah.
And they don't want to lose all these games naturally.
Yeah, they're going to need to. I think the Kings are going to be racing and fighting and scrapping like hell to avoid the relegation zone.
That's kind of not a great feeling.
No.
I don't like that.
It's an ugly feeling for sure. I genuinely think the Sacramento Kings are going to be fighting with 4 or 5 other teams, and there probably is going to be a handful of games separating the 5th worst team from the 3rd worst team. I think it's going to be a brawl to avoid that relegation zone, and the Sacramento Kings will likely be in that conversation. Maybe they can outperform because they do have talent. Maybe they can outperform that and avoid that. And I know there were a bunch of injuries last year, but everybody needs to remember the Kings were by far the worst team in the NBA last year until the rest of the league decided, oh yeah, we're supposed to lose games to get AJ Debonsa.
So it's not a fight at the end to go tanking, it's to go streaking.
Yes, to avoid as well as you possibly can. I see what you did there. We'll take the break. When we come back, Sports Illustrated put out their A-list. The 14 teams, yes, 14 teams that could actually win a Super Bowl will share their case for why the Niners are one of those 14 teams. Yeah, the Raiders aren't on it, I know. Ha ha. Plus, we have got Kayla's 2-minute drill still to come. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Your Tuesday includes a bump in the heat. It's going to feel hotter this afternoon. Plan for mostly sunny skies and upper 90s to about 100 degrees today. In the Sierra, we will see a chance for some thunderstorms through sunset. We'll cool off to the low 60s in the valley overnight tonight. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Cheap, cheap. That's the sound of savings happening right now at Elk Grove Honda. For more than 50 years, Elk Grove Hondas are still cheap. You'll find us under the flag in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard. Elk Grove Hondas are cheap.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is, what makes us different from other law firms?
At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to the end.
Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether it must go into litigation, or whether it has to go all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve.
When you get an injury, just call Gingery.
Whether it's date night, family night, or buddy night, Hagen Oaks has a bay for you. Reserve one of 3 Top Tracer bays from 6 to 11 p.m. through HagenOaks.com, and only those 3 bays are reservable. The rest of the driving range is still open for walk-ups. Play golf on world-famous courses while the kids try interactive games. Head to the Hangout for great food, cold drinks, and live sports on the TVs. Add monthly live music and putting tournaments, and you've got more than a driving range, you've got a night out. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Swing by and swing away.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owed the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Folsom Chevy's making it very easy to get into a new truck. 0% financing for 5 years. No payments for 90 days on all new Silverado half-ton trucks in stock sold in July. Get details at FolsomChevy.com or swing by the Folsom Auto Mall.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
In celebration of 80 years of 49ers football, Sactown Sports is counting down 80 of the most memorable moments that have shaped the team's storied legacy and winning tradition. Here's today's faithful flashback.
Number 37, Raheem Mostert runs wild.
In the 2019 NFC Championship game, Raheem Mostert delivered one of the greatest playoff performances in NFL history.
Wide stretch run to Mostert, gets the edge left, cuts back inside. Raheem Mostert has 4 rushing touchdowns. Oh, by the way, touchdown, San Francisco!
Feels great, baby!
What a game for Raheem Mostert.
The 49ers won the game 37-20. In the game, Mostert rushed 29 times for 220 yards and 4 touchdowns, becoming the only player in NFL history with 200-plus rushing yards and 4-plus rushing touchdowns in a playoff game.
Faithful flashbacks on Sactown Sports 1140.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
People trying to bait me with Fernando Mendoza not starting this season stuff. Leave me alone. Let this Raider fan dream, all right?
You are still on this?
Yes. It hurts. And you know what else hurts? You open Sports Illustrated's 14 teams that can actually win Super Bowl.
And your Raiders aren't on it.
Of course, they never are. It's like, well, great. Why should I read this? Well, because the Niners are on it. Yay, Niners. Yeah.
One day, Matt. One day.
Sacramento home of the Niners.
With Kirk Cousins at the helm.
Yeah.
I don't like Anthony anymore. Get rid of
that
Anthony.
That was a quick decision there.
Nope. Get rid of Anthony. I liked him. And then he's needling. He's needling. He knows what he's doing.
He's got a fork and he's just digging it in.
Just poking.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes he says casually,
I want my Amazon gift card back.
I want my baby back.
Anthony was with us.
Oh, that's right.
When we did the WrestleMania game earlier this year. That was like March or something, maybe April.
Time flies, man.
Yeah, time flies.
That gift card is now a lamp in my living room.
Let's go.
Yep.
Well, there might be another one up for grabs. Because, guys, in a little over a week,
where are you getting this money, Matt?
I don't tell my wife.
Dang, I want to be rich like you.
It's not. Well, it might go down to a $20 gift card to like Quiznos if you keep talking.
Oh, does that still exist?
I don't know.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't think Quiznos exists. Although I did love me some Quiznos.
I'm gonna, have you seen those gift cards that are like you can use it for one of these 8 places and none of them have anything to do with each other?
Okay, yeah, I was about to get my nephew one the other day, and then
Yeah.
I realized this would be stupid.
It's like, here, you can spend this at Top Golf, at IKEA, or at Sizzler. Okay.
I know.
Great.
That was weird. And why not then just give him a gift card with $50 on it?
To what? By the
Just
way,
a gift like a
the
gift
Visa
card.
cards.
That's what I'm
no,
talking
those
about.
things suck.
Why?
Because they're hard as hell to activate.
Yeah, they're impossible to use. I agree.
They're annoying.
You just call the number and activate it.
No, but the fact that I have to call, no.
I agree with Matt here.
Give me,
I don't want to call.
Give me this is how the gift card process works. Hey, Kayla, thanks for gift card. I go to establishment. I give a gift card to establishment. They scan. They say, here's your item. I leave. Now, here's your Visa card. Call this number to activate. Then you have to set your PIN, and then you have to see how much money is left over. You can transfer your balance over here. Screw you. I just want to buy my Legos.
And sometimes it has to be the exact amount. Like if you go to certain places, if you try and pay with those, if there's like $3 on it, that's just a lost $3.
They suck.
I go to CVS and use mine usually.
CVS?
I love that place. Dude.
Regular at CVS?
Forever. I could just be wandering the aisles.
Hell yeah.
Oh, do I need this? No. Yes.
You're
No.
the first.
Yes.
Full respect to CVS Pharmacy.
It's a great pharmacy.
You are the first person in history that I've ever heard say, I love CVS.
This is why. Free shout out. No free shout out. CVS has their money back, giving back reward system. Something I found out. I was a very poor kid. So I realized, being a woman too, you're at CVS a lot more.
All right.
I realized that if you sign up, it's only $5 a month, you guys. $5 a month.
What are we doing?
And what you get every month, at the end of the month, for the new month, you get a $10 thing to use. So you're spending $5 a month and you get $10 to start the month that you can use on anything towards any purchase. Plus, every time you go check out at CVS, you get money like savings. And so every time you're at a checkout, I love it because I said, can you check my rewards? And I'll be at least getting a $2 off, $3 off, first of the month, $10 off. That, my friends, is budgeting. I've become my mom.
That was the Allstate commercial. You're becoming your dad. You just did a minute straight on Sports Talk Radio of penny pinching at CVS Pharmacy, and I respect it.
Kind of got me.
No, it didn't, Anthony.
It's
no,
amazing.
it did not.
I'm easily
It's amazing.
No, it did not. I'm going to spend my $10 rewards on a brush and vitamins.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd buy, but like if I
though.
did buy stuff there, then
You'll be surprised. They have everything there.
The only reason I go to CVS Pharmacy,
They've got robes. They've got sweatshirts. They've
got robes.
slippers.
I'm not putting an itchy ass
Christmas
$10
gifts.
robe.
You can get a
if
robe.
you buy me a Christmas gift from CVS Pharmacy, I'm never talking to you again.
Never know. You never
No, I
know.
will
No,
because you give me
wouldn't.
these are headphones from CVS Pharmacy, and you turn them on and they blow up.
You all are you're
Hell
underestimating.
no! I swear to God, if you give me a gift from CVS Pharmacy ever, we're not on speaking terms.
I just love that the sell was the robes. Like,
The robes?
I mean, they looked soft.
No, they're not. They're probably gonna itch.
Well, they also have other things there.
You started with robes and slippers.
Well,
You
'cause
lost me.
The other day I saw that showcase. They have really good stuff there. I'm not joking.
The only reason
gift cards. They have every gift card under the sun.
Yeah, you can buy was it less money for that gift
no,
card?
But you can put your $10 towards it.
Why?
Because it makes it cheaper.
I'm not using the only reason to go to CVS is this free $10 every month. I'm not using that on someone
They have
else.
your C4 energy drinks that you're obsessed with.
That are the same price as Safeway.
But if you are a member, you're going to get $10. You'd get 2 of them for free every month. Bruh. It's worth it.
The only reason you go to either CVS Pharmacy or Walgreens is either to pick up something that your doctor told you to get or your photo prints.
Your wife would appreciate it.
No.
She would.
No. If
She
I
has
get my
to
wife
stuff that's women related.
I'm aware of that. Trust me, I've been sent to get it.
Well, now you can Uber it.
Side note, Really?
Yeah.
I'm not letting nobody drive their car and pick that up for me. Kiss my ass with that.
I just realized the other day how awkward that would be.
Yes.
Because I've ordered I know this one time I was really lazy earlier this year and I needed note cards and pens. And I Ubered note cards and pens from CVS 2 seconds down the road.
You need help. You need help.
Couldn't have just gone.
You need
right
help.
down the road.
It's not the worst Uber story though.
I was not feeling it.
I'm going to throw our guy Jeremiah Salmonson under the bus for a second.
Gosh.
Jeremiah, when the new MLB The Show video game came out, the day it came out, we were all playing it. He went to Tahoe. Oh, we're already at break. Oh crap! He went to Tahoe and he brought his PlayStation with him so he could play the game. But he didn't bring his monitor with him, so he Ubered a monitor to play a video game. Yes,
that's crazy.
From Target, he spent $120 on a cheap monitor and had it Ubered to his hotel from Target so he could play the video game.
Ridiculous.
Which honestly, I kind of respect.
I think what would top it was. If you Ubered your wife's
absolutely not
once a month.
Absolutely not. Let me tell you what happened to me the other night, okay?
I feel sorry for the person who'd have to go do that, especially if it was a man.
Let me tell you that, okay, listen here.
I kind of want, should I test it out?
No, you shouldn't. That poor
Just
driver.
Have the story the next day?
I am here to pick up,
He has to go down the aisle?
Yes. I had to do that the other night. It's 10 p.m. I'm playing video games with a friend of mine.
I just carry it.
But good for you. I ain't you. Because 10 p.m. my wife's like, hey, I'm craving this. Go to the store and get it for me. Okay. Oh, also while you're there, and I don't care, TMI, pick up a pregnancy test because I don't know if these cravings are because of a certain reason. Oh, okay. So I go to the store. And lo and behold, because screw you shoplifters out there because they put these things behind lock and key now.
Doors.
So I have to press a button at 10:30 p.m. in the Safeway by my house and wait for the nice lady to come and open up this
hilarious.
door. And what do I need? At the top is pregnancy tests. What's at the bottom? Condoms. So this lady is walking up to me at 10:30 thinking homie is here to pick up a box of Magnums or something. No, I'm here to get Barks root beer and a pregnancy test for my wife because she didn't want to go. Don't put me in that position.
I guarantee you they don't care.
I
guarantee
No,
you
she looked. There was a look. She was like,
I do have to say, I have a fear, a phobia of people doing that, like in judging. I used to do that with the other products, but now I don't care.
Well, good
but
for you.
But I think with that I would.
Yeah. And it's either, he's getting the condoms to prevent the pregnancy test, or, he's getting the pregnancy test because he didn't get the condoms. Great. Thanks. Take the break.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. Super Bowl champs. Who cares? It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Hey, this is Jelly Roll. As many of you know, my song Winning Streak is about my own personal struggles with addiction. I first sought help for my addiction at 14 years old. Start your recovery journey. Choose a proven addiction treatment option that's right for you at ChooseChangeCA.org. The real you is worth recovering. Choose Change California provides access to proven treatment options for addiction to opioids and stimulants. ChooseChangeCA.org. This is your chance to recover your life.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Sacramento's best selection, best quality, and lowest prices on kitchen and bath products are at the new Anova Cabinet and Stone. For a limited time, get stunning new quartz countertops starting at just $159. That's right, only $159 for gorgeous quartz countertops. Listen to this. For a limited time, cabinets for kitchens and bathrooms are up to 50% off. Yes, up to 50% off new cabinets. It's a must-see. The new Anova Cabinet and Stone at Florin Road and Highway 99. Learn more at AnovaCabinetStone.com.
This August, the stars and guitars come out to play. It's the Gold Rush Classic, a celebrity pro-am golf tournament featuring $1 million hole-in-one contest, a skins game, celebrity draft party, and a live concert from the Cripple Creek Band. Tee it up alongside legends like Rick Barry, Jeff Barness, Greg Lloyd, Jesse Orozco, Michael Merriweather, Greg Ostertag, Olden Polanese, and our own Greg Vaughn. But here's what matters most. Every dollar raised goes to Scott Pollard's Pearls of Life, Make-A-Wish, and other children's charities making a real difference. August 6th and 7th in Rancho Murrieta. 2 days. Great golf, great music, one great cause. Golf and concert sponsorships are still available. Visit goldrushclassic.org today. That's goldrushclassic.org. The Gold Rush Classic is proudly sponsored by Tokay Heating, Air, and Plumbing, delivering comfort you can feel and peace of mind you can trust. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years.
It's time to saddle up, Sacramento. It's Wild West Night with the Sacramento River Cats on Saturday, August 8th at Sutter Health Park. Celebrate the Wild West in classic baseball fashion with themed fun and River Cats baseball under the lights. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
Here's good news for folks who have a jumbo loan. The Loan Exchange, America's jumbo lender, is offering a 30-year fixed-rate loan at a 5.75% interest rate and 5.939% APR for loan amounts up to $3 million. So if you have a mortgage with an interest rate of 6% or higher, give America's jumbo lender a call at 833-436-8800. You drive around to find the cheapest gas, so why not refinance your mortgage? Every day you wait, you're wasting money on needless interest. Go to theloanexchange.com or call 833-436-8800 to find out what your savings will be with a new 30-year fixed-rate loan at 5.75% interest rate and 5.939% APR. NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. That's theloanexchange.com or call 833-436-8800 for a 30-year fixed-rate loan at 5.75% interest rate and 5.939% APR.
It's time for the 2-minute drill. Kayla Anderson has the ball, and she's taking us around the world of football. It's Kayla's 2-minute drill on Matt and Kayla.
Kayla, real quick, I'd just like to say to CVS Pharmacy, my bad, I wasn't familiar with your game.
Yeah.
Apparently the comment section
Get with it, bro.
I guess, listen, I just had the wrong impression, I guess. CVS Pharmacy, very popular amongst the Matt and Kayla comment section, apparently. My bad.
That's right.
My bad.
Better check yourself.
Anyway, Kayla's 2-minute drill now.
Let's go. All right, let's start out with this one. A big M and worry, question mark? That's right. We're talking about Seattle star defensive back Nick Emenwari put on the PUP list just ahead of training camp. So what the heck does this mean? Does this mean one of their best players is going to be out to start the season? All right, pump the brakes just a little. This is actually just coming out of our sister station in Seattle. They had the great Steve Weishon, who's been on our show as well.
Yep.
And Steve is saying, quote, I have been told it is not something they are overly concerned with. I don't think it's something that is going to keep him out for a while. Again, Evan Worry been put on the PUP list ahead of training camp, but it doesn't seem like, according to Steve Weish, who was on Bump and Stacy up in Seattle, that it is a big deal. Because if it is, that is a big blow.
That's good news for Seattle. That might be my least favorite lower third that you've had, though.
Why?
A big Evan Worry? No.
That's great.
No.
Oh, yeah, baby. 3 for 3.
Yeah, it's been good today.
3 for 3. You need me to say it again?
I'm looking.
3 for 3.
I'm looking this way the rest of the segment. I can't look at you.
All right. Anyway, you ready? Because we're going to keep on going here. Another one that I struck gold on earlier. Big Fish. That one sounded like the dolphin was dying. Thank you. Yes, that is right. All-pro linebacker Jordan Brooks is reaching a 3-year, $51.3 million extension with the Miami Dolphins. The Fins, of course. That's why the dolphin sound was just made, if you didn't get that one. He becomes the third key Dolphins player to receive a multi-year extension with the team this offseason. That's because really they had nobody else to give. Yeah. Extensions to down there.
It's twofold. We have this money. We got to give it to somebody. And if I'm staying here long term, you're going to pay me to stay here, damn it.
I know. It's kind of crazy because they gave Devon Achane one and Aaron Brewer, the tough as a $3 steak center for them, a new contract as well. Obviously, well-deserved by Jordan Brooks. He is now the 6th highest paid inside linebacker in the NFL in terms of total contract and annual value. In all seriousness, though, I love it when these guys that have proven themselves, get paid. Yeah. But at the same time, dude, Miami is, I think they're going to struggle hard this year.
Yeah, they're going to be terrible.
It's not good.
If they start their season with a win over the Raiders, I'm going to be sad. Don't do that to me. Week 1, loss, please.
All right, so you guys know we've talked about in the past, are still talking about Aaron Rodgers a lot. And Aaron Rodgers is not my favorite cup of tea. But he is a heck of a quarterback. He's done some incredible things in the NFL, but he's also drawn a lot of attention outside of football. And he'd probably admit part of it is him. Like, he had that documentary where it is no surprise he was estranged from his family, his mom and dad in particular. He just shared, I guess this started trending yesterday on social. He just shared the pictures on Instagram of him reuniting with his mom and dad and like hugging them and stuff. And I will say this, I never ever want people to be in a bad relationship with their family, if anything, because that's what you got. And so I was really actually excited to see that for him.
Yeah.
I really was.
I'm not a fan very much at all of Aaron Rodgers either. Part of his story that's been so uncomfortable and been so weird has been his relationship with his family. While his personal life is genuinely none of our business, I think it is worth celebrating when you're able to reconnect and have a reconciliation with members of your family. It's not our business to chime in as to why it got the way it got or whose fault it was, if it was Aaron's fault, if it was family's fault, whatever. That information is to stay within them. But I felt the same way. I saw this story today, and it was it was nice to feel good about something involving Aaron Rodgers. I think this is a good thing.
And he looks genuinely really happy in those photos.
Yes.
It's a good thing to have as it's his final year. In the NFL. He's already announced he's retiring after this. So maybe his mom and dad can come to some of these games. And to me, it was a feel-good story. And to involve Aaron Rodgers and not be like talking weird about him or negative, I wanted to put that in there.
Yeah.
So
good story.
Yeah.
Good story.
Your 2-minute drill. And no worries here. But Emin worries.
No. Stop.
I thought that was dang good.
Quit while you're ahead.
Really proud of myself.
When did you think of that one?
This morning. That's
There
when I
you
do
go.
my best work.
Yeah, you got like a notebook out?
Yeah, it just came to me, and I just typed it in on the computer.
That's how you started your day?
Well, no, I started out with a cycle class, spin class.
Roll out of bed, right onto the bike. Let's get a spinning. She does have her Peloton.
I went to an actual competitive class.
Oh, you went to a class?
Yeah.
Oh.
No more free shout-outs.
Okay. She just did a friggin' ad for CVS Pharmacy.
10-minute CVS
Call
ad,
me.
no shout-outs to this place.
We'll take a break. When we come back, The Athletic labeled their most, or each player that has the most at stake on each NFL team. Will tell you the player for the Niners and the player for the Raiders. Plus, ESPN labeled the highest value players in terms of trade value on each team. That's all coming up next here on Matt and Kayla. Start the final hour of the show, Sactown Sports.
SactownSports.com is your online home for sports in Sacramento. Dive deep into the Kings, 49ers, Raiders, Giants, Athletics, and more with your favorite local personalities and some of the most trusted sports voices in the community. Stream Sactown Sports 1140. Watch original video content and read in-depth analysis all in one location. SactownSports.com. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip, if a firm presents as local but they're in L.A., red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Have you seen The Odyssey at the Esquire IMAX Theater? Director Christopher Nolan shot every frame entirely on 1570 IMAX film, and Sacramento's Esquire IMAX Theater is one of only 40 theaters in the world showing The Odyssey in brand new IMAX film technology, as Nolan intended his epic film to be seen in IMAX format.
No one could stand between me and home, not even the gods.
See The Odyssey for the first time or again, and lock in your seats for the best movie experience only at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Cheap, cheap. That's the sound of savings happening right now at Elk Grove Honda. You remember, right? Elk Grove Hondas are still cheap, cheap. And right now you'll find a good deal more on new Honda gas and hybrid Accords, Civics, CRVs, and more fuel-efficient Elk Grove Hondas. Every sale is done right here, under the flag in the Elk Grove Auto Mall. Come see why generations of families return again and again to Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, because Elk Grove Hondas are
cheap, cheap.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
The Athletic identified one player from each of the 32 NFL teams that has the most at stake this season. And for the San Francisco 49ers, they, being Vic Tafur, identified Nick Bosa as the one with the most to prove. Vic Tafur writes, Bosa is coming off his third knee surgery and the second ACL injury to the same knee, and is being asked to carry the 49ers pass rush while mentoring young players Mykel Williams and Romello Height. It seems like the 49ers will still add a veteran edge player to help Bosa after Bryce Huff suddenly retired. The return of Bosa, linebacker Fred Warner, and tight end George Kittle from injuries is a big reason this team has Super Bowl aspirations. Bosa, who turns 29 in October, I forget he's not even 30 yet, who turns 29 in October, is also going to need a new contract after this season, as the 5-year deal he signed in 2023, boy, I remember that holdout, has a $54.9 million salary cap hit in 2027. Yikes. If Bosa can show that he is still one of the best speed-to-power rushers in the NFL, the 49ers will be in for a successful season and Bosa in for another huge payday. So Tafur is mainly laying out he has the most to prove because of the contract situation coming up. Kayla, I must just be too low on Bosa after the multiple knee injuries that he's dealt with. I just am not going into this season looking at Bosa as that guy anymore.
I'm not blaming you, and I think there are probably plenty of Niners fans that might have similar thoughts, just because it does seem like those injuries have piled up, and it's always harder to come back from them the older that you get.
Yes.
And I think Nick Bosa is a really hard worker. Like, I do believe in the offseason, he does everything he can try to do to prevent something like another injury happening or preventing a big, massive decline. That one year he completely changed his body. Like, there's stuff that he's done in the past. You haven't heard a ton from him about this offseason and what he's maybe done. I'm sure some of those questions will be asked at training camp.
Right.
But I think you're okay to have reservations or to say, I can't really say I can rely on this guy to be the guy that gets to the quarterback or that can be a game changer on the defensive side of the ball. That is where my worry comes in for this team, because you're talking about a team that still has money to spend. And I know that, they've added some pieces and maybe they rely on some of these young guys, but that's a lot of like what ifs or can they? And you wonder why they haven't signed anybody. And maybe they're waiting to do that because a lot of these guys that are free agents, they don't have a lot left in the tank. But I think just to have some extra padding there with a situational edge would be smart. Yeah. But I just don't, I don't know what they're doing with that, because I'm with you. I don't think he's going to be able to do it all on his own.
Well, and it's not kind of that part. Like, it's not that I'm anti-Nick Bosa. I'm actually rooting for the guy. And it's not that I'm like trying to hate on the 49ers here and give Niner fans a reason to like be worried about their team. It's not criticism as much as it is like a reality check. Like, realistically, take your fanhood out of the conversation as much as you possibly can, whether you're a fan of Nick or a fan of the Niners or whatever. How much would you trust an athlete coming off of 2 ACL injuries and 3 knee surgeries to be the player that you have known them to be. Like, regardless of whoever the player is, their name, who they play for, what sport they play, those are pretty career-changing injuries that have an impact on a player, whether it's mentally, physically, or both. So with the pass rush being as horrible as it was for the Niners last season, and like Brian Peacock laid out earlier, even when Nick Bosa did play before he got hurt, the pass rush wasn't good. So just expect, well, he's a former defensive player of the year, to come back in off of this catastrophic injury and be the catalyst to fixing your biggest weakness as a football team, to me is just crazy. And it has nothing to do with Nick or his work ethic. I know he's going to work, but that's a lot to put on the shoulders and the knee of a player who's dealt with that kind of injury.
No, and I get that. And just for reference, last year, clearly only played in 3 games, right? In those 3 games, he had a total of 2 sacks, and then obviously he was out for the rest of the season. Prior years, in terms of games played and numbers, though, has been pretty reliable, and numbers have been pretty good in terms of these years I'm going to mention. But 2024, he played in 14 games. This is where we might start to see, though, a pattern of declining. So 2024, 14 games, 9 sacks. So not awful.
No.
But the year before, like, these are his glory days. Like 2023, 17 games, 10.5 sacks. 2022, 16 games, 18.5 sacks. And then
Monster.
2021, 17 games, 15.5 sacks. And total game play in 2020, another injury year, just 2 games. But then that first season, 16 games, 9 sacks. So he had the 2021 to 2023 was his bulk of where all those production numbers were coming from.
He's the best defensive player in the league.
Yeah, so it's really hard to look at the last 2 years and be like, you can just see an uptick all of a sudden happen coming off of all those injuries. It's a worry of, I'm sure, Niners fans. I'm interested on why they didn't show, though, it's such a worry for them because of not necessarily going the route that they could have. We talked about possible edge guys in the first round, even towards the end, and they decided not to go that route.
Yeah. So I wonder if they acknowledge, it is a worry, but we know we can only go, we're going to go as far as we can go on the offensive end, so we're going to throw our money and our draft picks at those positions.
There's some method behind it, I'm sure. That's how Kyle Shanahan is. Or Kyle Shanahan's just stubborn, which we know that's what he is too.
And there's a very good high likelihood of that. As for the Las Vegas Raiders, which fits perfectly, and this is from our friend Sam Warren, fits perfectly into the conversation that we were having earlier. The player with the most on the line is Kirk Cousins. Sam Warren writes, the Raiders appear to have a clear plan at quarterback in place in both the short and long term, as Cousins is on line to start the year before number 1 overall pick Fernando Mendoza eventually succeeds him. The 37-year-old should hope that transition is amicable for the sake of his career. Cousins' 2 years with the Falcons weren't the tidiest, and if inconsistent player follows him to Las Vegas, his 15th season could be his last chance to contribute. So Sam's point is, regardless of when Fernando Mendoza takes over, Kirk Cousins needs to play well enough to make sure that this isn't his last stop.
But what if he wants it to be? I think that's where I'm at with Kirk Cousins.
You think he wants to go out as the mentor to Mendoza?
No, I don't think no one ever wants to go out as a mentor. But I don't really know at this point with Kirk Cousins. And again, Kirk has been hurt too recently.
Yeah.
I don't really know realistically how much more football Kirk thinks he's going to play. Now, I just watched that documentary, The Quarterback, this season. Joe Flacco's on it. And what I was surprised to see is the fact that Flacco is obviously up there in age too, and Flacco will be Joe Burrow's backup this next year. But Flacco, he went through a lot last year.
Yeah.
And I was still so mind blown to see like how much he still wanted to play the game. Even though he's been through a lot, his family is obviously wanting him to be home. And
right.
So, I can't put it past these guys that they don't want to keep their careers going, but I think at some point, like, Kirk has got to realize the road is coming to an end, and that, he doesn't want to go out in poor style here, but I don't know if he's also looking for a brand new contract after this.
Well, just a reminder, he signed a 2-year deal with the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
The first year is only for $1.3 million this season, but it's fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
Next year's for $1.345 million, but he's got a $10 million bonus attached to that. So there is a route realistically to where Kirk Cousins is the mentor to Fernando for however long he needs. Hopefully it's not the
Sounds
entire
like a year.
freaking season, God. But however long he needs to be the mentor for Fernando at like ahead of him on the depth chart, and then maybe a year of continuing to be his mentor as a backup and a glorified quarterbacks coach next season. Like that could be what how Kirk Cousins' career ends. And if he wants to continue to be competitive, as Sam Warren writes, then he needs to play well enough to earn maybe an opportunity elsewhere to be a starter. But I wouldn't be surprised at all, like you said, if Kirk is aware that my career is ending as a starter, is ending being the torchbearer and passer to Fernando Mendoza in Las Vegas.
Yeah, because there's always the opportunity he could be, a journey guy for the rest of his career. And sometimes if a quarterback goes down, which they always do, have the opportunity to start. But just like I said with Joe Flacco, like that's never guaranteed.
Right.
And these guys always want to be the starter, but a lot of the times, like, they're going to go back to being on the bench at some point. So is Kirk Cousins wired like that? Like, I'm not quite sure. I haven't said, hasn't talked about that recently. So
we'll find out.
Yeah.
ESPN put out their NFL trade tiers, and essentially they went through every team and labeled players, or only a player, that has first-round pick trade value. This is just an interesting, creative way to gauge the trade value of the top stars of each roster. For the San Francisco 49ers, they identified multiple players that are worth at least one first-round pick, but just one player that is worth one first-round pick and more. So this is the player, in terms of trade value, that ESPN believes is highest on the list in San Francisco. That player is Nick Bosa, which surprises me.
Really?
I completely disagree with this. I think it would be Fred Warner, but Nick Bosa, according to ESPN, has the highest trade value that could net the Niners a first-round pick and more on top of that. They write, organizations are used to dealing with players who have torn an ACL, but there's more reticence in targeting players who have 2 ACL tears on their resume. Nobody doubts Bosa's impact when he's on the field. He helped win the 49ers each of their first 2 games last season before tearing up his knee in Week 3. And now he has multiple ACL tears across the past 6 seasons. Okay, so that's a negative summary of where he's at as a player. What gives him more trade value than the 2 other players that ESPN labeled on the Niners that has one first-round pick trade value are Fred Warner and Brock Purdy. Those are the 3 players that they say have.
I would think it'd be Purdy.
Yeah, Purdy's definitely worth more than just a first-round pick.
That's a little confusing. What's the positives that they listed under Bosa?
They didn't. That was the explanation. But they labeled Bosa as the most trade value.
Who wrote this?
This is, please hold.
Because that's really confusing to me.
That's what I thought. I was like, I know Nick Bosa. I would agree Nick Bosa has one first-round pick trade value.
But they're saying
but not the most.
They think it's more.
This is Bill Barnwell.
Barnwell wrote this? Interesting.
Yep, Bill Barnwell.
I usually agree with a lot of the stuff Bill Barnwell puts out there. I don't think that makes sense, and especially like what's the reasoning that's positive? You're pretty much saying he has now 2 ACL injuries in his past, which usually teams don't love to see.
Yeah.
But yet he thinks that Niners could get a first round and more for him. That's what they're saying.
That's what he says.
I don't know. I think it'd be Purdy. In this day and age with quarterbacks and how no one 100% with some of these guys that are even starting this year are all in on these guys. and they would have a chance to get Purdy.
Yeah, like how many quarterbacks are better than Brock Purdy at the lowest? Like people who don't like Purdy, like would consider how many? Like
maybe 10.
Yeah, 15
Yeah.
at the very lowest.
At the very low, yeah.
That's half the starting quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I can think of one right now, which they'd never do because it's a division rival, but the Arizona Cardinals. They don't have anybody. I mean, they'd be blessed to have a guy like Brock Purdy.
Dolphins would do it.
Yeah, Dolphins. I mean, Atlanta is trying to decide beside, what is it called? Between. There we go.
Yeah.
One of those bees.
Saints would probably
we've
do
reached
it.
1 o'clock hour. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of teams, man.
Yeah.
And their fans would beg them to do it.
Right.
Like that's crazy.
That's really
Nick Bosa is
interesting.
not worth more than Brock Purdy.
Nah, not right now.
ESPN, they also have a missing out section. So those players that just missed that first round pick value.
Okay.
Those names include Mike Evans, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, Ricky Pearsall, Mykel Williams, Trent Williams. And he writes, just 4 Hall of Famers in this section, huh? Age and injury hurt here. Evans is 32, coming off his first injury-ruined season as a pro. Kittle is 32 and recovering from a torn Achilles, suffered during the postseason. McCaffrey is 30, and while he was one of the few 49ers to stay healthy last season, his injury history is well known. Trent Williams turns 38 this weekend and hasn't played a full season since 2013. These legends are still productive, valuable players, but they're worth more to the 49ers as a unit than they are in trades to any other team.
And I do agree with that line.
I think McCaffrey could get you a first-round pick.
I don't know at this
I
point.
think he could. If he stays healthy the same way he stayed last season, I think he could get you a first-round pick for the right team. But the Niners aren't trading him, so why bother even talking about it?
That's a tough one.
But I think that's been the situation for most of the last 4 years for the Niners. It's they're especially Trent Williams. Trent Williams is just a Niner.
Exactly.
According to ESPN, the Las Vegas Raiders have more players worth a first-round pick in trade value than the Niners do. At the top of that list, worth 3 first-round picks, is quarterback Fernando Mendoza. 3 first-round picks, according to ESPN. They write Mendoza wasn't even regarded as a likely first-round pick in some circles heading into the 2025 college football season. He then quickly dismissed any doubts about what he could do in the Big Ten after transferring to Indiana. Just as Joe Burrow did before his unexpected rise to the top pick, Mendoza produced one of the great college football seasons in recent memory, averaging more than 9 yards per attempt while leading the Hoosiers to an unlikely national title. I'm not sure everyone sees Mendoza as a high-end quarterback prospect, but there's plenty to like in the 22-year-old's profile. When he signs his rookie deal, Mendoza will be 5 years away from even requiring a franchise tag, giving an acquiring team a chance at massive surplus value if the quarterback lives up to expectations. The Raiders weren't trading away the first pick, but if they had, I don't think 2 late first-rounders would have sufficed. So 3 first-round picks for Fernando Mendoza in terms of trade value.
That's funny, too, because it's, again, clearly
So start him!
I mean, people still are, I think, really intrigued to see what he does, but it would have to be a team that is also probably has a plan already in place with maybe another quarterback starting and then working him in. Because I do think the smart thing with Mendoza right now is to let him sit for just a minute, not the whole season, but for a minute and get acclimated and then be the starter. So I think it'd have to be a place that is willing to do that.
Yeah. Player worth 1 first-round pick and more. No surprise here. Max Crosby. The Raiders were about to trade Crosby to the Ravens for 2 first-round picks. Of course, that deal fell through after Crosby's physical. The fact that Vegas didn't quickly find a new home for Crosby suggests that it wasn't able to land another deal with 2 first-round picks from another team. Crosby would still net a first-rounder, and if he's healthy and productive to begin the season, I wouldn't be surprised if the veteran's value creeped back up towards those 2 first-round picks.
Let me throw out something. I'm curious to get your thoughts on this, guys. What if somehow, some way, the 49ers were able to get Max Crosby?
2 first-rounders.
Would that make them the favorite in the NFC West?
I mean,
oof.
No.
No, I don't think so.
The Rams are so good.
I think the Rams are that good. But it would put the Niners defense into a conversation where they could be on par with Seattle and LA. Because right now, I don't think the Niners, even with Fred Warner and Nick Bosa healthy, I don't think that Niners defense is up to par with them. That's why the offense matters so much. You add Max Crosby to that. Now the Niners don't have to have a phenomenal offensive season to win the division, in my opinion. But would I put them as the favorite? No, the freaking Myles Garrett is a Ram.
Yeah, it gets way closer, but yeah, Myles Garrett is a Ram. It's scary.
It's a good question.
I know. It kind of makes me mad because I'm like, I think it's just I'm not even talking about just teams in the NFC West. It's hard for teams around the league to not go into this season and look at LA as a team that's just kind of above and beyond everybody else. And I don't always love that going into the season. You had talked about like 14 teams that were maybe in the
that had a chance to win a Super Bowl, according to Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were going to get to that, but then CVS Pharmacy took over.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It was great.
Are we doing that tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll probably talk about that tomorrow. The answer to that question, though, that you just asked might be the reason why the Niners haven't done it, though. Because the Niners might look at it and go, we still wouldn't be better than the Rams even with Max Crosby, so is it worth trading 2 first-rounders to go and get him?
That's a crazy mindset, though. I feel like as a team, you have to be like, we need to be as close as possible to being able to be the best in the division.
I agree, but the Niners have also gone so far in the realm of we're going veterans and this core and one last swing over their future to then sacrifice 2 first-round picks in the future to go one step forward. It's like there's teetering on the edge and then there's throwing yourself over the edge. That might be a little too much.
You could do it if you move other people. I mean, like, how much is Mac Jones worth?
Well, that's the big question, though, Anthony. We don't know.
ESPN doesn't have him in the first-round pick realm.
I know, and I'm curious on this one, too, because I just feel like he does have to be with the right, like, system, like, quarterback, like, coach. Like, it has to be a certain place he goes to, too, that the value would
100%.
be up there, right? So I'm like, I don't know how many of those places are out there. Now, look, if we get a couple games in the season, someone loses our quarterback. And that could totally change things.
And if they get another first-round pick for Mac Jones, which I don't know if that'll happen, like you said, they don't have him.
I think if they could, they would have done it.
Yeah, I think so as well. Then you get into the conversation of they can start making those types of moves where they can take a big swing because they have another piece. But I think it depends on what they do with like their satellite pieces right now.
If the Niners are in the mix, let's say the Niners offense is as good as we hoped and they're leading their division or they're tied with the Rams at the top of the division and it's the trade deadline. And the Niners like, wait a minute, we have a Super Bowl contending team here. We can get it done. Then now, okay, I'll put 2 first-round picks on the table for Max Crosby. If that pass rush is really the only thing holding us back, then that's when I'd do it. But to go into the season, I think the answer to your question is the reason why the Niners, as of right now, are going, we're not forking out what we need to fork out for Max Crosby yet. Plus, the Niners are also probably looking at Max Crosby and going, if he plays not poorly in Las Vegas, but plays beneath that value, maybe the value drops. Maybe it's not 2 first-round picks anymore. But he also could play well enough to maybe that value goes up because it's a bidding war.
I wonder, it's just about, I think it's more, too, about for Max, too, is just getting on the field. I think teams are hesitant right this moment after all that stuff happened to be like, oh, yeah, come on down.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're waiting to see what does he look like. And now that could determine the value going up more if he comes back to his last Max Crosby like high stepper. But
if he's a beast,
you're kind of gambling on that.
And you can try and gauge how much the Raiders want to get rid of him.
Yeah.
After a little bit.
That's true.
Yeah.
By the way, the Raiders have 2 other players that are deemed 1 first-round pick value. That's tight end Brock Bowers and running back Ashton Genty.
Oh, I'm a little surprised. Like, Brock Bowers maybe doesn't even have a little more value.
Yeah, I think Brock
compared
Bowers,
to Nick is that a typo?
No, it's 100% correct.
I can't get over
The
that.
Bosa one is weird.
It's very weird.
I would put Brock Bowers in the first-round pick plus category.
I probably would, too.
He's the best tight end in football.
I really would.
100%.
He's the best tight end already.
I think he's really valuable.
Need a good tight end. He's going to be Kirk Cousins' best friend, I can tell you that. By the way, just missing out is Tyler Linderbaum. Just missed out on the cut of having first-round pick value. Mainly because of his $27 million salary.
Yeah, there it is.
We'll take the break. When we come back, let's get into baseball a little bit. The A's are doing it again. The trade deadline's coming, and they're leaning closer to selling than buying, which kind of makes sense considering they've been in a free fall. Plus, their star that they want to keep around is saying, not for that money. We'll discuss that when we come back. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Instagram and X at Sactown 1140 to see the best moments from all your favorite shows and up-to-the-minute live reactions and updates on the Kings, 49ers, and more. That's at Sactown 1140 on Instagram and X. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life's sleep.
Remember when a driving range was just a driving range? Yeah, Hagen Oaks doesn't remember either. Reserve one of 3 top Tracer bays from 6 to 11 p.m. at HagenOaks.com. Only 3 bays are reservable, while the rest of the range remains open for walk-ups. Play virtual golf, then grab food, drinks, and a seat in front of the TVs at the hangout. Throw in live music, and suddenly your quick stop at the range turns into hours of fun. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Side effects may include laughter, bragging rights, and one friend insisting he would have won if the wind wasn't blowing.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson, plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo.
Brought to you by Hyatt Vacation Club and Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. More info at CITPFest.com.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Folsom Chevy's making it very easy to get into a new truck. 0% financing for 5 years. No payments for 90 days on all new Silverado half-ton trucks in stock sold in July. Get details at FolsomChevy.com or swing by the Folsom Auto Mall.
The official language of football is trash talk. Late-night group chats, memes, and unbelievable highlight clips. That's why Boost Mobile brings you our new Global Connection plan, the first plan ever made for WhatsApp. Get unlimited data, talk and text, international roaming, and calls to over 100 countries for just $40 a month. $40 price includes $5 a month auto pay discount. After 40 gigabytes of premium high-speed data, speeds will be lowered. Coverage not available everywhere. Visit store or boostmobile.com for details.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and yeah, I've been on the air here just shy of 25 years, and you guys know that when I endorse something, I have a few very important things. Number one, I love it when they're local. Number two, I have to be willing to use them myself. This is where Pest Pros came in, or comes in, I should say, because I've known these guys as Kings fans a long, long time. I also have a mouse problem at my house. I also have a cockroach problem at my house. And I did it the old-fashioned way. Went through Facebook, got a hold of these guys. We became friends. And when I found out what Pest Pros does in the community, I thought, I've got to have you guys on the air. We've got a partner, locally owned, locally operated. Their kids go to school with your kids. You're going to get pest control somewhere. Get it with Pest Pros. Here's how you get a hold of them. pestprosps.com, or call them at 916-588-9345. That's 916-588-9345, and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Oh, A's. Back to being the franchise that you've always been. Not talking about the losing. Although the A's have been doing a lot of that lately. Although they did get the win yesterday. Hey. Yay, A's. It's better than the Giants. See how the Giants game ended yesterday? Willie Adames hit like a game-tying 2-run homer in the top of the 9th inning, and then the bottom of the 9th, they gave up a game-winning suicide squeeze walk-off. Because unfortunately, Bryce Eldridge bobbled the baseball when trying to get it home. And Giants, I don't know. Oh my God, I'm such a loser. How did I get a woman to marry me? Where did that come from?
It's labeled loser.
Look at that.
Thanks.
Look at him playing the drops.
Thanks, Kyle. Thanks for leaving that
Labeled
one.
loser. I didn't know it'd be so targeted.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Ouch.
I'll relabel it.
Matt is a loser.
Sensitive loser.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, just because it's like, it's kind of mean, so you're going to get a little sensitive.
Did you think that was nice, what you just said?
I'm not
Or did that make it worse?
I'm not quite sure on that one.
Yeah, let's think about that. Let's think how people might feel about what you said.
I'll play it again.
No, Anthony, knock it off. Anyway.
I always wonder, like, how back there what buttons to push with some of that stuff. What's our Utah Jazz one labeled?
It is. There's a lot. There's one.
Kyle did too much.
That's hilarious.
Kyle did too much.
Kayla hates Utah.
Yeah.
And then there's one that's just Jazz.
That must be it.
No, Jazz might be the Will Hardy one.
Here's Kayla hates Utah.
And Utah's getting all the pro teams now. I'm done. Done with them. Done with the state.
You like jazz?
No.
That's Jazz.
We like that one.
We like that one.
We love
There's
that
a Will
one.
Hardy one, too, in there. Isn't there a Will Hardy one?
There's literally 50.
Yeah, Kyle did the most.
No, it's impressive. I'll figure it out.
We miss Kyle.
I'll add some more.
We miss Kyle.
We either love or we dislike Utah. I think it's more the latter.
When have we ever loved Utah?
I know, I'm just saying, because of all
Yeah,
the
none of
drops.
these
are nice about Utah.
No. They have everything to do with...
Nah, false. Accusations.
Every single one of those Utah ones is her voice. And apparently the one with loser is me. Thanks, Kyle. Anyway, the Athletics, well, they're back to being the Athletics because according to John Heyman, the A's are open to listening to trade offers for all-star catcher Shea Langoliers. Hey, your value's at its highest. Time to get you up out of here, right? Well, it's unfortunately all too familiar for the Athletics, and as an A's fan, a diehard, longtime A's fan, it's not even remotely surprising. Now, on one hand, it's like, yes, okay, the A's aren't going anywhere. They have been in a complete free fall for the last month. They went from the top of the division to now fourth, right? They're like 14 games under 500 or something like that now. It's just been a disaster for the A's over the last month. Shea Langoliers has had a fantastic season, okay? Can you be a seller and capitalize on his value, create a bidding war? Like, from the just GM trade value perspective, there's a conversation there. But for A's fan who has watched time and time again players with good value get traded away rather than stay long-term. And Shea Langoliers, A's never signed him to a contract. They just agreed to arbitration over the offseason. So before they have to pay him, they're trading him away to capitalize on his value. Like, it's just it's a very familiar feeling from a franchise that says it's going to be different once they get to Las Vegas.
Well, here's the positive. Well, maybe, I don't know your thoughts on this. Are you going to remain an A's fan when they go to Vegas?
And unless Sacramento gets an MLB expansion team, yes.
Okay, so this is not going to help you. I was just going to say,
I can't
at
get rid
some
of it.
point, at least, it's not going to be your problem anymore.
Yeah, the green and gold will stay with me just like the silver and black did. I tried. I genuinely tried. When the Raiders left, I tried to go to the Niners. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. It just felt so against who I am as a person.
Stockholm Syndrome?
Yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't do it. Like the green and gold, you will never find me ever wearing or like within, unless I like lost a bet or something, you'll never see me as a Giants fan. Never.
This is how I thought of it when we lost the Sonics. There was no way in hell I was ever going to be a Thunder fan.
Yeah.
There was no way ever, ever, ever.
I totally understand.
And, obviously we waited and lived in the past and all these years, and we still don't have the team back.
They're still wearing it out there. I was just in Seattle. They wear it as much as I imagine Sacramento would wear King stuff if they ended up losing the team back
for sure, because that's all you knew, right?
Yeah. They sell a lot of merch there.
Mm-hmm, but it's like you go to Seattle too. Those people do not like Thunder.
But then they're just basketball fans, right? Because a complete rebrand is different. Like if the Kings had gone to Seattle, like they were very close to doing, and became the Seattle Seahawks, I would be adrift in the sea of free agency without a team, because I could not be a Warriors fan. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I could not do it.
So if a team comes here eventually in terms of Major League Baseball,
I would leave the A's for the Sacramento whatever the hells.
Yeah.
What do they call? What did Alan call them? Whitey? The sand or whatever the hells. He just wants to put sand in front of it, right? The sand
snakes.
Sand
snakes,
whatever.
Snakes,
like then I'd become a sand snakes fan. Like if it's Sacramento, then I would support. But other than that, like I'm going to be an A's fan when they're in Las Vegas. I'm going to be an angry A's fan, just like I'm an angry Raider fan. But it just is that way.
It's tough because it's like down there they're moving the team there, right? And it's not their own natural team.
No.
Like it's not an expansion team.
Right.
It's an actual just, we're taking this team and we're putting it down here and hoping that it's the same as like our hockey team has been or what this NBA team might be. But I just think when it comes down to it, I don't think Major League Baseball down there, especially knowing who they're owned by, I don't know if it will have that much success.
Yeah, the Raiders have the LA people who can drive the 1.5 hours,
and it's
2 hours.
Football.
Yeah,
and it's football.
But that's not even it. The Raiders have they're a football team, and they have their opponents.
Yeah.
The Raiders, a Raider fan can recognize that Raiders home games are not home games.
Right.
They never are.
Right.
They're high-priced road games for fans that are escaping the cold of the winter to turn a weekend into a vacation. That's what they do. And I don't think people are going to do that in the summertime for 100 and whatever hell games of A's baseball.
And NFL fans are just way more. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but because I'm a big baseball fan, but NFL fans are more crazy than MLB fans
They're
to
passionate.
go and spend that money.
100%.
And there's less games. So it's really hard to fill the seats of like 4-game series.
Sure.
Yes, 100%. My thing is, what frustrates me the most, and has always frustrated me the most about being an A's fan, is just the hypocrisy. Like you say, we're going to open up. Yeah. We want to open up this new ballpark in Las Vegas with a competitive product. And once we get this new ballpark, we'll invest more in the product. Well, they've started spending more money with the team here in Sacramento than they had while they were in Oakland. Whoop-de-doo. Then pay Shea Langoliers. He's one of the best hitting catchers in the freaking league. You want Shea Langoliers on your team if you're trying to open up the ballpark in Las Vegas with a winning product. But it sounds like you're going to try and trade him for value because, hey, we're not there yet. We're still a ways away. You just did that for Mason Miller. You just did that to Mason Miller. Now you got DeVries, who's a really exciting young prospect, and we'll see whenever he debuts for the Athletics how good he is. But you got rid of the best bullpen arm and closer in the freaking league at a time where the A's suck because they don't have a closer and their bullpen sucks. So you continue to parade this charade here, this just ridiculousness in West Sacramento, this farce that you care when you're moving this team to Las Vegas for 2 random series in the middle of the summertime and making this team bounce around all over the place. Like you care about winning baseball games, and then you're trying to potentially move on from Shea Langoliers when his value is at his highest, while you're simultaneously trying to lowball Nick Kurtz. And that's what the A's are doing. Nick Kurtz
it's a bad look.
Reportedly turned down a long-term $130 million contract extension because the A's are trying to secure him before he becomes, or he's already a star bat. He's one of the best hitters in the league already before Dodgers or Team XYZ swoops in and offers him a fat deal. This is just how the A's operate.
It's bad. It's a bad, bad look. And just like last year, by the way, when was the bad month for them last year?
May.
So this year was June?
Half of June and half of July. Yeah. Yeah, May they were terrible. I think they won like one game in all of May last year. And this year, I mean, I'm bringing up their...
And that was when they got rid of Miller, right? Like, I don't remember this exactly.
They traded Mason Miller at the deadline. Or just before, just before the deadline. They traded
So what,
Mason.
like August 3rd-ish?
Something along those lines. I don't remember exactly when they traded him away. But the A's have been on a free fall. I mean, I can bring up, I hate that they do the first half and second half schedules. But the A's have been on a complete free fall since June 20th.
Okay. So
They had won 4 straight from June 9th to June 13th. Then they lost 1, won 1, lost 2, won 2. And since that point, it's just L's
gone downhill.
upon L's upon L's with a win here, win there.
I mean, they were right there in the division. Because
They were
again,
winning the division.
This isn't a strong division.
No.
So it was, for a minute, anyone's division to take. And look, stranger things have happened. The Boston Red Sox have gone on a 14-game win streak.
True.
And are above 500.
Boston will be in Sacramento next week, by the way.
That's right.
That'll be fun.
So it's like, I mean, what do they need to do? Get the interim manager boost thing going?
No, don't get rid of Kotze. I love Kotze.
I'm joking.
It's not his fault. Ugh. Kylito says, Eldridge for Langoliers, straight trade. Wouldn't that be something? I always said it. You combine the Giants and the A's, you might have a winner. They always have what the other needs.
Right?
Seems like it.
Join forces.
Well, the one thing, the A's and Giants both don't have bullpens, so at least we can get along and bond with that. We'll take the break. When we come back, crosstalk with Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles on a Tuesday next to wrap up the show. Matt and Kayla here on Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, I have been told you're extending the 4th of July sales event because those deals are so darn good.
They were the best deals of the year, and we wanted to keep the savings going. Right now, you can save up to $17,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 1500 crew cabs.
America loves Ram trucks, but what about my perfect truck?
We have you covered at Hoblet. We are truck people, so you won't find a better selection of new Rams with the features that matter anywhere. Plus, with almost 600 new Rams available, your Ram is waiting at Hoblet. Just one of the reasons Hoblet is consistently one of the top Ram dealers, not just in California, but the entire nation.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
17,000 total net savings after 4162 dealer discount and 11,338 factory incentive. Incentives may include 15% below MSRP incentive, 1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade, and 500 military bonus or first responder bonus for eligible members. 10th net savings, sample VIN 390660. See dealer for details.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life, it was because of Optimal Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optimal Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, this is Jelly Roll. As many of you know, my song Winning Streak is about my own personal struggles with addiction. I first sought help for my addiction at 14 years old. Start your recovery journey. Choose a proven addiction treatment option that's right for you at ChooseChangeCA.org. The real you is worth recovering. Choose Change California provides access to proven treatment options for addiction to opioids and stimulants. ChooseChangeCA.org. This is your chance to recover your life.
Bring the entire family out to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. From exciting action on the field to smiles in the stands, it's the perfect place to make family memories. Plan your next family night out at the ballpark. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
Here's good news for folks who have a jumbo loan. The Loan Exchange, America's jumbo lender, is offering a 30-year fixed-rate loan at a 5.75% interest rate and 5.939% APR for loan amounts up to $3 million. So if you have a mortgage with an interest rate of 6% or higher, give America's jumbo lender a call at 833-436-8800. You drive around to find the cheapest gas, so why not refinance your mortgage? Every day you wait, you're wasting money on needless interest. Go to theloanexchange.com or call 833-436-8800 to find out what your savings will be with a new 30-year fixed-rate loan at 5.75% interest rate and 5.939% APR. NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. That's theloanexchange.com or call 833-436-8800 for a 30-year fixed-rate loan at 5.75% interest rate and 5.939% APR.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
We're joined now by the Drive guys, Kevin Whitey Gleason, and Alan Stiles on the phone, of course.
Sizzle's on a
he's
call.
working on something
Yeah.
conveniently.
He's doing his agent job.
Yeah.
All right. It's Bobby Marks
Yeah.
on line one.
How is Bobby?
Who, B. Marks?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
B.
good.
Marks.
Yeah,
Did you just turn to the TV and hold
Yeah,
your
he
finger
did.
up to the TV?
Well, no, because Bob,
Yeah, like Bobby Marks on the TV can see you.
Yeah.
Besides, it's actually a Flex Seal commercial right now.
Right. Well, I know that guy
Marks
too. We're looking for a sponsorship.
Right.
Okay. All right.
That's
Hey.
right.
No problem with Flex Seal.
That is a good impression.
Have you considered a sponsorship with?
Okay,
like,
easy.
He's chugging
Easy
Celsius.
over there.
Have you considered a sponsorship with like tank tops or something? Because you walk into this room and immediately burst into a sweat when Kayla's.
I need something.
That's enough.
I mean, this is ridiculous. And then she's going to say, it didn't say 79. I'm staring at it.
I put it to 73.
That's
morning.
you have never left it at 73.
What is?
Yes,
so
sir.
You've experienced both. You used to work this shift, so
Yeah.
you experience Dave in the morning
Yeah.
when it's an ice box, and now you get Kayla Anderson's sauna. So
Right.
which one is better?
Well, honestly, I would say the Dave's is better because it
can
wakes
always
me
put more
up.
on.
Yeah, and it wakes me up. You know?
Oh, we're putting you to sleep? You walk in
Yeah,
here, you wanna
yeah.
take
You
a
guys
nap?
are
He looked pretty hyped when he got
15
in.
more minutes. You know, it's been a great show. You're wrapping it up, and I walk in. I'm like, hey, what's up?
And
you
then
know,
he-
and it's just 87 degrees.
Then he slithers to the floor.
We're just making sure you're still comfortable from
I'm comfortable.
your time in Vegas.
So you'd rather
yeah.
vacation in Iceland
No,
than
no.
Than the tropics.
First of all,
you
I'm
saw
not-
his videos from last week. You know that he's looking for an excuse to take his shirt off.
That is true.
So that's probably
I mean,
the next
here you
move.
go.
What's
We're setting it up.
74 degrees? Well, I
Well,
got
I
no
guess,
choice.
you know, I guess
Literally,
tarps off.
30 seconds into Vegas, and I open my Twitter, and it's Alan in the pool. I was
Yeah.
like, God dang, it's Monday.
Yep.
Yeah.
About right.
Look, man, you know, it was it was a great time. I don't know why Whitey is trying to get on me. We're supposed to be partners, and now it's, you know,
Did I say anything
87
that isn't
degrees.
Can,
I didn't. I mean, I had my shirt off for
Most of the time.
70% of the trip.
Yeah. Okay. Can we bond over something?
Sure.
Have you guys talked about this report from Ian Rappaport of Fernando Mendoza might not start at all or play at all this season? That Kirk Cousins could. Thank you.
It's ridiculous.
I melted down about it earlier today.
It's true meltdown.
I just, what are we doing?
Thank you.
Is Mahomes
Mm-hmm.
really not Mahomes if he didn't sit behind Alex Smith? I've never been one of those guys of it helps. Now, I'd love to have, talk to a quarterback and have them tell me, no, it truly does help. But I've never felt like that. I've always felt like throw the kids in the pool and see if they can swim.
Well,
maybe a floaty, but
the pool has some toxicity because that line is cheeks right now.
that's true. That's true. So let Kirk get beat down.
Exactly.
Let him get beat down. But what? I mean, how long is the line going to be bad, or I guess how quickly can it improve?
That's why I'm like, is this a signal of or some sort of a reason why this is being put out? I mean, are they that scared of this line?
But you only have so many years of control
Not being
over
good?
Fernando before you have to pay Fernando.
They ran
Play
Joe
him.
Burrow out there,
Oh, yeah. No,
and
and-
he
well,
tore his ACL.
I
But
know. And has had a lot of injuries since because their offensive line has been not
yeah,
good.
he actually hasn't played that
I
much.
know.
But
Bad example.
they went to a
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
That's Cincinnati.
That
That wouldn't happen in
Cincinnati. It's
Vegas.
cold out there.
Good point.
Your limbs are, it's harder to get limber.
Tom Brady won't let that happen.
No, Tom. Well, Tom, what is he doing?
I don't
Fighting
know.
with Logan Paul
Is this
for
a
WWE.
WWE
That
thing?
It looks
Yes.
bad.
It's going to be for SummerSlam.
I mean, is this his third midlife crisis?
Yeah.
Like, what is happening?
Yes.
Have you seen the pictures of him making him look like a Bond villain?
No.
Wearing all leather. He looks like a Bond
What?
villain.
Is he
Whitey.
just bored? Like, I
How
want
are you
to make.
bored, Alan? He's
But
got his feet dipped in everything.
I want to make enough money to be Tom Brady bored. That's what I want. I just want to be. I want to tarnish my legacy like Tom Brady because I'm so bored that I'm going to incite fake fights with which Paul is it? Logan
Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in WWE.
You know what I said, you guys?
Chris Paul.
Well, him. That now
Chris
that.
Paul, CP3.
That'd
You
be
know what I
interesting.
said to Matt? I was like, maybe he should actually focus on being better in the booth to beat Greg Olson, who's technically Team B.
Yeah.
Because Greg Olson won a Emmy.
Do they still have Greg Olson?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
on the B team.
Right,
They
I knew
pushed
that.
him down.
I knew that. I didn't know if they still had him.
Yeah.
You ever watch the show Dexter?
Oh, I loved it.
Greg
Except
Olson
for
looks
the end.
just like that guy.
Oh, he does.
Every time I see him, I'm like, wait, which show am I watching?
Oh, he does kind of look like Dexter.
Don't you think, Alan?
That is funny.
Dead
No,
on.
he
I
does.
could see it.
Dead on, Alan.
I could see it.
That's funny.
I'm trying to find the picture of Tom on Twitter wearing all leather.
In
And
bondage?
he looks like a
Oh,
what?
he
Are
said
you
all
no
leather.
a Bond villain?
Hold on. Matt, I forgot. And I'm not doing a
Oh, geez.
No, I'm not doing a bit here. We know no. We know you like Lord of the Rings.
Of course.
Are you on Marvel or no?
So I am
He's not. He doesn't know anything.
I am not nearly to the extent of most people. Like, I enjoy superhero movies, but Endgame was good. I was good. Disney Plus and all that freaking content, I'm completely
This will
lost.
tell you how much he knows about
Okay.
Marvel. And he's not pretending that he knows Marvel.
Right.
But yesterday he said, "Oh, I saw the trailer. I don't really know that much about Marvel. I know the Superwoman movie is coming out." So
No, don't do that.
That's what I heard you say.
Don't
honestly.
do that.
That was me.
No.
That was me.
You said Superwoman. I said, yeah, that's DC, but yeah, that movie's coming out
that
or whatever.
was me.
Yeah.
Don't do that
Wow.
to
I
me.
heard you say
How
that.
dare you?
I thought you said that.
I
will
would say something like that.
I will take credit for I did say that.
By the
Well, it's
way,
already came out and it tanked.
Look at this Bond villain ass.
Ew.
Tom
Oh,
Brady.
I did see
Okay,
that.
that looks
Yeah.
like he's walking the Prado runway.
I think it is.
just
He's on
bored.
runway. He
Oh
looks
my
like
God.
a Bond villain.
Did he,
He
get
does.
like
That-
cheek things?
Yeah,
like,
well, I know what you can
What
like
is
tape
going-
your mouth. Have you seen that
What?
on TikTok?
Yeah, mouth
You
taping.
Yeah, mouth
What do you
taping.
do?
I don't know.
It gives you. I've done it once or twice. It gives you your cheekbones.
It does?
Oh,
Yeah.
it does?
You've done it.
No, but I've thought about it.
That'd be hard with
That's
your beard.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
would
true.
Taking it off.
And my allergies.
Yeah.
Not
beard
feel
in your
great.
It might be
allergies,
a
yeah.
rough.
That's really
Also,
funny.
A rough night.
The text line lumped us in together today because we were talking about Deebo Samuel and his potential of coming back to the Niners, and I'm against it. And Niner fan on the text line got mad and said that you and I can't speak on the Niners because we're just Raider fans. So we got lumped in together on that too.
we also got lumped in together
Oh.
for being Purdy haters.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a Purdy
I'm
hater.
not either. That's why I'm like, where are these things coming from?
What is going on
I don't
here?
know. The text line was
They were
very.
on fire.
I can't wait. When I
Lumping us
say
together.
I can't wait
Oh boy.
for football season. I haven't been this excited for football season in a very, very long time.
Even though your guy's not going to play at all this year?
Well, we'll see about
Wait,
that.
who's that?
It's quarterback.
Fernando.
Well, from what
Fernando.
do we know
yeah.
Kirk is going to play, be available for every game?
Week 9, Alan.
We don't know that.
Week 9, Niners, Raiders.
That's right.
Hey.
I got to get those tickets.
That's when Fernando's
You
going to You get a
expense
booth
them,
for us,
you know,
right?
Or
do a lot of
Aiden McConnell.
You got a box.
Who?
How did the
Aiden McConnell.
No, I
Yes,
thought we
he
were
is.
done
He's your
with
third
him.
Stringer.
How did the expense report go? Everything good?
We spoke today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we spoke today. It's gonna. I have to crunch some numbers. It's going in tomorrow, but we spoke today. We're on one accord.
I'm sorry, I know you were calling for me to come help, and I didn't.
No, Whitey heard. No, I said I don't need your help, Whitey. Then I just said, hey, there was some rollover cash, and I was on my card, but it might look a little
suspicious.
It might look a little scary, but if you cover the 3 and divide the 2, it's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
Whitey, quick question for you before we go.
Yes.
Sports Illustrated put out their teams that could win the Super Bowl, and they had 14 teams.
I
so
saw
I
that.
wanted to ask you, does that mean the jumble bucket has already begun?
It does, but don't forget, last year the guy who did that was a Connor Orr. He had 12 teams, and 2 of the teams that he did not have on his list last year actually went to the Super Bowl.
Right, and he acknowledges
Good
that
point.
in the article.
Good
He goes,
point.
I'm not just extending it
Yeah.
to 14 because of what happened last
That's
year.
really
You know
that's
that
really
because you're a big
funny.
Seahawk fan now. So.
That's crazy.
Oh.
Hard Knocks. Hey.
Welcome aboard.
No, get away from me.
Here's my hand.
Get gross.
Oh.
Go away. I am excited for Hard Knocks. It gets me every year. Come on, Whitey. I like your shirt. Sac State Athletics. Shout out to Mac.
Good biology department.
Why?
Oh, I love biology.
Oh.
Good.
Top notch.
Whitey Gleason, Alan Stiles, expense reports next. Kayla and I will be back at 10 a.m.